NSF Sports Certified. It fights fatigue, sharpens focus, and supports your immune system, so you stay locked in longer without the crash. Grab the limited edition Lakers can and rep the team in style. Pro Bottler Energy. Champions choose clear energy.
That's the ease at which you get information. You want it, you get it. Like that. Ask your phone. Group chat. Smartphone. You're always connected and informed in real time. No waiting. So if you're diabetic and still using finger sticks to read your blood sugar, what are you waiting for? Knowing your blood sugar levels instantly is important for managing diabetes. Call US Med at 888-665-0696. To learn more about continuous glucose monitors, a real-time instant method to track your blood glucose, US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 1,000 private insurers. And the best part? Call 888-665-0696 and we'll give you a free insurance benefits check today. So call 888-665-0696 today. That's 888-665-0696 and manage your diabetes as easy as...
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Let's go. It's time for Sedano and Cap.
A little sabor. And we're going to just nosh.
It is George Sedano. It is Sky Kaplan. Sedano and Cap is on for your Tuesday afternoon.
I'm going to have to say respectfully, I'm going to disagree.
Okay, why is that?
I don't know.
Here we go, Tuesday, May 6th. Edition of the LA Afternoon Drive Takeover. We could talk about the Knicks and the Nuggets last night in the NBA playoffs.
Ball knowers.
But let's talk about how the show ended yesterday, shall we? Seemed like there was a bit of fisticuffs, Jack.
You two ball knowers are in the league, and you guys started going deep
That's
deep
not
ball
that
talk.
deep.
I thought it was pretty deep.
Let's see how the temperature is today.
Listen, I'm not telling you it was bad. I'm not telling you that.
I mean, you said you fell asleep.
Well,
That's not ideal.
A better way of saying it would be I became hypnotized. I was listening rather than contributing. Prior to that, the first 35 minutes of the conversation, I'm in.
Right,
the last
because we
5
were
minutes,
talking nonsense.
Right, the last 5 minutes when it got too deep into like what
you
moves
gotta
might
get
happen.
deeper. Remember, like Axel Foley said, you got to get deep undercover in Beverly Hills Cop.
I'm only deep undercover?
Yes, you're not deep.
Got to get 3 levels of deep.
Correct.
Understood.
The LA Afternoon Drive Takeover with Sedano and Cappy, producer Lindsay, Young D. Let's do it.
A Jerusalem cherry.
He likes to lay the wood.
Yeah.
You say Kikuchi.
Wacky forced radio stunt of the year. Ha
Christopher can go to hell. Oh, nothing worse than the horse.
Nah, man, black don't crack.
Benjamin Pratt is like, how do you say his name? Asminger?
Yeah, Asminger. Hey, these Hard Knocks guys are all over me right now. It's like I'm in back in Dayton. You are a bit killer.
Because you got to talk about sperm.
I mean, look at me. I'm a hot piece of ass. I mean, look at him.
Oh, Ia Maliava. Because I thought it was like, I'm a leaving.
I'm on with Sedano. Sedano and Cap, your Tuesday afternoon right now.
Ball knowers.
Yeah. You know, George, I hear Kevin Harlan screaming, I'm on with Sedano.
I'm on with Sedano.
And, you know, that conversation that you and I had with Kevin Harlan was preceded, as you may recall, the day before with a conversation with the legendary Al Michaels. Do you recall these back-to-back interviews?
Correct, yes.
Okay. I feel like a lot of people in the Sedano and Cap circle of trust really, really liked hearing from the legends of the sports broadcasting world, right? Today, another Titan joins us, and I'm super stoked about this. our man, the I-Man, the Birdman, Ian Eagle will be with us. And I think, George, since we know everybody pretty much, that's kind of a flex, by the way. We start bringing these guys on all the time, man. We just start bringing them on. Harlan, Al Michaels, Jim Nance, Jim Lampley's coming on Thursday. I don't know, man, but I love it.
I love it too, Cappy. I'm looking forward to talking to Ian. He had that big call yesterday with that crazy ending between the Nuggets and the OKC Thunder. I'm also interested into tonight's contest, which, you got Minnesota and you've got the Golden State Warriors, Draymond and Rudy Gobert. You may remember Draymond almost choked Rudy Gobert 2 years ago. So I am genuinely curious to see how that series unfolds because I think it could go the distance.
Even before that, Pacers-Cavs at 4.
Oh, Lindsay's not happy already.
Lindsay is going to lose her mind.
3 guys,
right.
Yeah.
She's going to lose her mind today.
Then them's be the breaks in the postseason.
Right, and today we're all going to live with Lindsay when this game tips off at 4, and between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m., she's going to be locked in on that game. Yeah. So every time you say something like, "What do you think, Lindsay?" she'll be like, "What? No,
if 2 of our starters are out, I'm just going to kind of concede it and be like, well, I have low expectations. So if they win, that's awesome. But if not, too bad.
All right. Well, I think we're going to live with the emotions.
Things have happened. I mean, when guys
they
get
do have
to
a great
play,
bench.
Yeah, and when guys get to play, it's one game. Anything can happen in one game. Guys can elevate their level of play for a game. That's not impossible.
And even before that,
and by the way,
yeah,
Lindsay, here's another thing.
All right,
Cappy
tell
and
her. Go ahead.
There's also the sense of when you're the road team and you get that first game.
Right.
A lot of teams tend to kind of relax a little bit.
Yeah, we got that. We got what we wanted in game 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, we got the Dodgers starting at 3:40. Some news out of that with Teoscar. So we'll get to
Is Michael Conforto going to play again? I mean, this guy is in like a $146 or something like that.
No, he shouldn't be playing.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that stuff a little later.
We will.
Cappy, you know where I wanted to start today?
Tell me. I'm
Did
curious.
you see Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk had the contract details for Matthew Stafford?
I did, as a matter of fact.
So, according to Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk, it's a $44 million deal this year, fully guaranteed, and then next year it's $40, but no guarantee. It's just, either he plays for the $40 or they can cut him before the season. So I just feel like it's an interesting situation, and I don't think it's a bad deal for the Rams. As a matter of fact, I think it's a great deal for the Rams.
Yep.
But it goes to show you in that negotiation this past offseason who truly did have the leverage. Because if Matthew Stafford really thought money was more important than a chance at winning, he would have bolted to the Giants or the Raiders.
Yeah, or now, just thinking out loud here for a second, but think about the one team that everybody talked about during the draft that still currently does not really have a true starting quarterback. That's the Steelers. Yeah. But you're right, George.
Yins are not going to have a quarterback this season.
Yins are going to be dying over in the town, and that Yins are going to be redding up, drinking an icy light, and Yins aren't going to have a quarterback. But I'll tell you this, you just made a good point. The leverage was all on the side of the Rams. Because if Matthew Stafford was just about money, he would be looking at how he stacks up against the rest of the starters in the NFL. The highest paid quarterback in the NFL, I'm sure you know that's Dak Prescott.
Correct.
$60 million a year for Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stafford is 15th.
Yeah, Stafford comes in at that $42 million number that you were just talking about, and that's behind Patrick Mahomes, no problem there. But like Kirk Cousins, Deshaun Watson, Kyler Murray, I'm sure it bothers him that Jared Goff makes $53 million, but if you want to play for money at this stage of your career because you've already won a Super Bowl, then go get beat up in New York. Play for the Giants. Be on a 3-14 team. But if you want to have a chance at another Super Bowl and you want to have a chance to be a legend because you already have one, he could really become the first legend of the new iteration of the LA Rams with another Super Bowl.
I feel like Aaron Donald is already kind of a legend. But I would say maybe on the offensive side, I'll give
but just think about this. If by chance the Rams win another Super Bowl, Aaron Donald will have had a great career, a Hall of Fame career, and he would have won a Super Bowl. But the quarterback, the glamour position in Hollywood with 2 Super Bowls before he retires, that's legendary stuff.
Oh, no, I don't disagree. But my only disagreement was that the Rams did not have a legend already. And I would.
All right, I will yield to Aaron Donald. He is my pit football brother. That's right.
Wow.
I will yield to Aaron Donald. I was just
going to say, you signed an autographed picture for him.
I mean, I know. And he's probably got it right by his cold plunge at his house. Right. You know, like when he goes into his cold plunge, he's like, hey, I need inspiration. There's my favorite guy right there. Whoever that guy is that gave me that autograph.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think for the Rams, it's an unbelievable deal. It's a smart deal. And I'm curious to see, what happens in, 12 months, because we're going to be right back where we were not too long ago.
I would say in 12 months, the Rams are going to be with a new quarterback that they got in the draft.
Probably less, 10 months if you think about it, because March 1st, right, is the
calendar, the new year.
Right, yeah.
I would take a guess that with what the Rams did in this year's draft by trading out and acquiring more picks, that getting a first-round draft choice in next year's draft.
Oh, Arch Manning, here he comes.
Well, I mean, whether it's Arch Manning or it's whoever else is kind of one of the top, call it 3 or 4 quarterbacks in next year's class, my guess would be that at some point the Rams are looking to go into the draft and get a kid that they can develop, or maybe not. I mean, maybe Sean McVay thinks, hey, you know what? I took over when Goff was a kid, and I never really had the true trust for him. I went out and got myself a veteran. We won a Super Bowl, maybe 2. And now, rather than going into the draft and developing a kid, maybe I want to go back out into free agency and find a more experienced player.
Yeah, maybe.
Possible.
I think it's easier to go the young route because it's more cost controllable. But I do think we're going to be back here in 10 months. But good on the Rams because they showed they stayed strong and they had the leverage, and we now see that played out. Now, coming up next, Cappy,
Tell me.
Zion Eagle's going to join us at 3:45. Let's get into some of these games. Let's get into Boston and New York. Let's get into OKC and Denver particularly, because the way that game ended
was amazing.
Was insane. Like,
incredible.
Just absolutely insane. So many mistakes made, I thought, by OKC, literally in the last 13 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get to all that coming up. Stick around, 710 ESPN.
It's the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Every weekday morning at 9 a.m.
I got the old foot massage last night.
Oh.
Yeah, I told my wife before she was my wife, if you give me 1 foot massage a week, I'll live till I'm 100.
And she's agreeable to this format?
No, but yeah.
I'm going to need you to make a call because there is no chance, no how, no way. She's like, up the street. Go ahead. It's Trav and D4. Back tomorrow after Clinton and Friends.
On LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN.
Hey guys, it's Cap. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement, and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt, one of Southern California's largest public adjuster firms. Avner Gatt knows how to fight back when your insurance company makes you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope of getting into your home and getting it all back together. With decades of experience and a passion for helping people, Avner and his family take the call themselves. So whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is, you call Avner Gatt today at 818-917-5256, or you go to avnergatt.com. It's 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. You call, Avner answers, he says hello. Your claim is our game. avnergatt.com.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Los Angeles International Airport's People Mover trains begin rolling early next year as part of LAX's ongoing investments to transform and improve your travel journey. The People Mover trains will quickly move guests between their terminals and our new consolidated rental car center, metro trains and buses, economy parking, and Kiss and Fly lot. The trains will make it simple and fast to get to your LAX destination in 10 minutes or less, and trains depart every 2 minutes beginning in early 2026. Learn more at lawa.org/ESPN.
Hey guys, have you checked out the all-new Park West Bicycle Casino? With a new owner, fresh renovations, and upgraded amenities, it's a whole new way to experience LA's premier table game casino. From poker, blackjack, ultimate Texas Hold'em, and baccarat, they've got all the action for ESPN LA listeners. brand new players who sign up for their Players Reward get $30 in match play. Just say, Cappy sent me to get $30 in match play. Park West Bicycle Casino.
Please gamble responsibly. Problemgambling.ca.gov. 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGR-001291. GEAR-001292. GEAR-001298. BSIS license number 1358.
Are you ready to make a difference for the environment while helping the visually impaired at the same time? Then donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind today by calling 1-800-983-6530. Every donated vehicle will either be properly recycled in an eco-friendly manner or given a new life through reuse. Donating your vehicle is easy. Simply call 1-800-983-6530 and Heritage for the Blind will do the rest. They'll even arrange for your vehicle to be picked up at no cost to you. And for a limited time, when you donate your car, you'll receive a $200 restaurant voucher and a 2-night, 3-day hotel stay at one of 50 locations. Call 1-800-983-6530 right now to schedule your vehicle donation and make a positive impact on the environment while helping others. Heritage for the Blind, where every car donation counts and every person makes a difference. Call 1-800-983-6530 now. This advertisement is paid for by Heritage for the Blind.
And it is Sedano and Cap your Tuesday afternoon. South Bay Cap, huh? That's what was talked about during Super Crosstalk. South Bay Cap. Happy 40th birthday to Chris Paul, CP3. Clippers still can't advance to the playoffs even without Chris Paul. And he turns 80 years old today. Nothing like Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band. We play a song every day. I'll tell you more about that later, but let's play a different song. Sedano and Cap continues your Tuesday afternoon right now.
Oh, remember this one? What commercial was this?
Wait, I'm so glad you asked. You ready?
It's Chevy.
Yes, when you hear this song, rather than thinking Bob Seger, you think Chevy trucks.
That's what it was, yeah.
Because this song was affiliated with that commercial, and instead of thinking how great Bob Seger is and what a spectacular career he's had, you think about Chevy trucks.
Yeah.
Sing it, Bob.
Like a rock.
He's amazing. You know, if I were going to go sing some karaoke, I'd definitely break out some Seger.
Really?
Oh, yeah, because it's right in my range, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, you like to do that kind of raspy voice
Right,
thing.
right, because I can't really sing or carry a tune, don't have any talent of any sort, you know, things
Right.
like that. These are the issues that I face.
Okay.
Right.
Cappy.
Yes, sir.
Yesterday was some of the most insane basketball I think I've ever seen. Okay?
All right.
Literally what happened yesterday, like we hadn't seen two games of we haven't seen a pair of games on the same night in the playoffs where the underdogs, who were underdogs by at least 9 points heading into that game, both won outright.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
We haven't seen that in 25 years. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And we saw that last night because the Celtics, let's start with the Celtics real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
I mean, I like Joe Mazzulla. I do. I like him a lot, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And I know what he's trying to do, man. It's no different than Mike D'Antoni in a lot of ways. It was about the math, right? 7 seconds are left. The more shots I get up, the more chances I get to get another rebound, to get more shots up, more points up, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, his is more three-point related. He wants to get up 50 three-pointers a night if he can, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, I get it. But then the problem becomes, what happens when you're not hitting them? Do you just concede the game? You have a bunch of guys on that roster, if you're the Boston Celtics, who are good at putting the ball on the deck and getting into the paint. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown particularly. And I am just stunned that they just kept shooting threes and just didn't say, you know what, I'm going to put my head down and just try to get to the rim. And if I get fouled, I get fouled. Now, Jaylen Brown did it, but it was too little too late. It was like 2 minutes left in overtime at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just honestly flabbergasted by the way that particular game turned out, because I just felt like Boston was just being stubborn.
I got to tell you, George, I was equally as flabbergasted, which is a word that I don't utilize enough, clearly, by what happened between Denver and Oklahoma City. You know, you've been hyping Oklahoma City to me and everybody else for the whole year. You've done a bunch of their games, and you've told us how great they are, and even no matter how young they are, and yet for a Denver team to be as veteran as they are, to have championship pedigree, if you will, to have fired their coach with 3 games to go in the regular season, to keep grinding and to never give up, but then to have Chet Holmgren choke. And I don't like to say choke very often. I really don't. He choked. When you have a lead of a point and you've got 2 shots on the free throw line with 9 seconds to go in the game, you got to knock those down. At the very least, you got to knock down one or the other. And for Chet Holmgren to miss those 2 free throws, and on the second one, Denver look around like, is anybody going to get the rebound? Like, to me, that blew my mind. Oh, and by the way, the other part of it is Russ having the ball and being selfless enough to pass the ball and for Gordon to knock down that 3. I was jumping out of my seat watching what happened at the end of the late game.
It was unbelievable. And here's what I'll say. The last 11 seconds is where the game was lost. So if you recall, okay, they get the ball with OKC gets the ball, like 13.9 seconds to go. They or 12.9 seconds to go, sorry. They inbound it, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has like
wide open
a driveway all the way to the basket. Right?
Beautiful.
Like nobody even gets in front of him.
Right.
Why don't you dribble it out? Let them foul you. Like,
why didn't Oklahoma City take up time? Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
You have the ball there. You could, by the way, because there was nobody near you, you could have dribbled off at least another couple of seconds. Okay.
Do you recall what that put them up by at that time? Was it 3? Okay, you're right.
119 to 116. Okay. So, and by the way, if we want to backtrack, I am a big believer, and JJ Redick, the Lakers head coach, is a big believer in. If you're up 3, you foul to put them on the line because the 2 free throws can't hurt you, right? But the problem is I believe you do that with under 10 seconds to go. DeAndre, how do you feel about that? Do you agree with me, or do you think them doing it at 13, 15 seconds, whatever it was too early?
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't understand why they did play the foul game at that point of the game. I mean, Aaron Gordon is not some guy who really – I mean, does he struggle sometimes shooting the rock? Yeah, but as far as how that game was going and the momentum that the Denver Nuggets were carrying in late in that fourth quarter, I don't agree with that.
Because they kept getting closer and closer and closer.
Right. Yep.
So you start the foul game too early. That's on their head coach Mark Daigneault, who, by the way, was the coach of the year last year and was the 4th place finisher this year, and he's had back-to-back 1 seeds. Okay, so. That, to me, was mistake number 1. You started the foul game too early. Then Shai just gets the layup. Dude, dribble it out a little bit, okay?
I mean, he was wide open.
Nobody was within 5 or 6 feet of him.
And he had that big dunk, and the crowd was going crazy, and you thought, well, oh, man. Because I think we were all chatting in our group chat, and I was like, wait, it's not over yet. Like, there was there may have been 12 or 13 seconds or so at that point.
Yeah.
Does that sound about right?
Yeah. When Shai scored the bucket, it was 11 seconds.
Okay.
So they inbounded it with 12.2, okay? So 12.2 seconds, they inbounded. He only takes a second off of the clock. Again, remember, nobody is within 5 or 6 feet of him. So he could easily waste another couple of seconds, okay? Then that's mistake number 2. Mistake number 3. Nikola Jokic, by the way, on that play where Shai scores the bucket, is standing on the sideline because
he was not in the game. That's right.
Because David Adelman, the head coach, is subbing him in for offense-defense, right? And he's got 5 fouls, so he doesn't want him to foul out. So I understand not having Jokic in the game. You don't want him to get a cheap one if you still think you can win the game somehow, okay? So he's sitting there, and then Alex Caruso, who had a marvelous game, okay? I'm literally sitting there going to myself, how did the Lakers let this guy walk over money? And also, even worse, how did the Bulls trade him for nothing, basically, a bag of peanuts to OKC? Anyway, he somehow decides to foul Aaron Gordon within a second of them inbounding the ball. And I'm sitting there going, wait a second. The greatest player on the planet is standing on the sideline. He's not even in the game.
And you foul.
Why don't you play defense there? He's their entire offensive hub.
Mm-hmm.
So basically the calculus there is, hey man. The best player on the planet is standing on the sidelines, which means the guy that's going to have to bring it up is either going to be Murray or Westbrook. Okay? So neither is as good as Jokic doing it, or at least getting them into offense. Maybe Murray brings it up, but Jokic is going to be the centerpiece of what they do in those 10 seconds or whatever, okay? So you foul Aaron Gordon and put him on the line, and now Jokic can check back in.
And you're only down by 1 if you're Denver.
Correct, because Aaron Gordon hits the 2 shots.
Right.
So then what you were referring to happens. They fouled Chet Holmgren.
But wait, there's one thing before that. So Joker comes back in, right?
Right.
And he's going to defend the inbound pass, right? And he's got his face towards the ball. But then he turns his back towards the inbounder, and he's doing jumping jacks. I mean, no joke. He's literally standing there doing jumping jacks, trying to distract the inbound, and they are able to get it in. And I'm telling you, George, within a 1/10 of a second, Holmgren is fouled. So they get the ball to the wrong guy, not knowing that he's going to miss the next 2 free throws, but it literally takes them a 1/10 of a second before they put Holmgren on the line, giving that much more time to the game.
Yeah, it really was. And then Holmgren,
chokes.
To your point. Yeah, I mean, it's really.
Am I wrong to believe that sometimes you just gotta let it play out? I don't know. I always played like we never played the foul game. I really don't understand. I get it when it comes to certain free throw shooters when you take your chances on guys missing free throws. But I mean, when you're up 3 points, if they make a 3-point shot, hey, I live with it, man. Because at the end of the day, it's a tie game.
I get the math part of it. Like I get it. Like the math is foul them. They can't hit a 3, and then you're playing the foul game at that point. But here's the thing: they played the foul game to their own detriment because the calculus needs to change when Jokic is on the sidelines.
Which was amazing as we were all having that conversation. Like, I'll be honest with you guys, as a ball knower, I was not putting the 2 and 2 together at that moment. You know, that there's no way you should foul when Jokic is off the floor, because just stopping the clock is going to allow him to check back into the game. Like, I hadn't thought that through, to be honest. But when he comes back onto the floor and he's defending the inbound pass, and, you know, he's big, he's hard to get the ball over. It just, in that 1/10 of a second, everything changed. And Chet Holmgren, I mean, come on, bro. You got to hit 1 free throw.
Listen, all right, we'll get into this with Ian Eagle, who called the game yesterday.
Brilliantly.
In just a moment. But first, Cappy, tell us about your friends at Ocean Subaru.
All right, listen. Hey, guys, I want to talk about my man Omar and what he's got going on down at Ocean Subaru of Fullerton. He's at 1100 South Euclid in Fullerton, right off the 91 freeway. I love the Subaru products. I've told you about them for a long time. I've driven the Solterra, the Crosstrek, the Forester. I'm getting another new Subaru coming up here in the next couple of weeks, so I'm really happy about that. The thing I love about the Subaru product is it is the safest vehicle on the road. That's not like some opinion. There are statistical facts and all kinds of data that will back up that statement. Safest vehicle on the road, but between the safety, the technology, the versatility, because this car is a luxury vehicle on the inside, but it is a sporty vehicle on the outside. And with the all-wheel drive, you are ready to go up to Mammoth. You're ready to go to Big Bear. You're ready to put your surfboards on the top. You're ready to put the dogs, the kids, the sports equipment, everything right there in the vehicle. You're going to love your brand new Subaru, and Omar and his team are ready and waiting. So if you want more information, let's get you to go to oceansubaruoc.com. That's oceansubaruoc.com. And come on down and visit the store, 1100 South Euclid in Fullerton. You can't miss us. We're right off the 91 freeway. Big, bright, beautiful, especially at night, man. We are all illuminated. So don't miss the Subaru A Lot to Love event. It is happening right now. Ocean Subaru of Fullerton, where every journey starts with love.
I'm Doug Hopkins.
And I'm Damon Lyons.
And we want to buy your house.
With over 30 years in the business and more than 20,000 real estate transactions, Seller's Advantage offers a much better buying experience.
We don't charge agent fees, you pay no commissions, and you make no repairs. Seller's Advantage will show you a no obligation as-is cash offer and can close in just a few days.
Just check out our Google reviews and see for yourself.
Call Seller's Advantage today or visit sellersadvantage.com.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Hey, Ma, you know how you've always wanted a Ford Mustang Mach-E?
I got good news for you. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
We're giving away a Ford Mustang Mach-E. Earn entries now playing table games, and on the 31st, you could drive away in a Mustang.
Number 2.
Moms get a free carnation on Mother's Day.
And the number 1 reason.
Mom's Day Sparkling Wine Brunch. A royal buffet, bubbly, and a gift, all for a special price on Mother's Day.
Morongo, good times.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, HIMS can help. Through HIMS.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but HIMS can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
It's the LA Afternoon Takeover on 710 ESPN.
Man, I hate when my brain is right and my heart is wrong.
It was so close to having your brain wrong and your heart right,
Oh,
too.
it would have been so much fun if that were the case.
More Sedano and Cap right now.
Wicked or weakness, you gotta see this.
Second one for Holmgren. It rims out. Brown grabs it. 7 seconds left. Westbrook, 5 seconds. They're down by 1. Gordon got it. Aaron Gordon with a deep shot. Williams, three-quarter court. No good. The Nuggets steal game 1. That's a winner for Aaron Gordon. 121 to 119.
What a
man,
sequence
chills.
of events that went down there last night in OKC. Ian Eagle on the call on TNT, and Cappy, we're happy to have him on here. Now, Ian, before we get into those insane sequences that went down there, I actually have something that I want to discuss with you before we get into OKC and Denver. First of all, thank you for joining us, as always.
Hi, Ian.
Great to talk to you guys.
Yeah, always. So earlier this season, I'm home, in between games. I'm flipping around on League Pass, right? And I come across young Noah on a Nets game this season, right? And I'm watching Noah. I love him. And I'm watching him, and he is doing an impersonation of you. So for the audience who has not heard this, and I'm sure you've seen this a million times over.
No, this is the first time.
Yeah, sure. So for the audience who has not heard young Noah impersonate his father during a Nets broadcast with Sarah Kustok, here it is.
I would get home, and it would be, clean your room. And I would say, not today. And he would say, breakfast denied. And I'd say, I want some eggs. And then he would say, broken ankles and yolks. And I would say, I'm not hungry. And then I'd get grounded. That's usually how it would go.
I mean, good for you for grounding him. I got to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, 100% accurate. That was so eerie because it was so real. Clean your room. Every day. Clean your room. That same exact intonation. No eggs for you. Denied. I was like Rob Schneider, like the copy guy on SNL.
Right. I got to be honest, though. I mean, I don't really think it's a great impression of you because it kind of sounds like Noah doing Noah to Noah, but Noah just sounds exactly like Ian. You know what I mean?
The sad part is Noah was never grounded.
he was such a nice boy. He was a very, very affable child. So I think he conflated, or he might need therapy. We don't know. It's
Perhaps the latter. Yes, I would say. Listen, Mark Daigneault and the Thunder fans may need therapy after last night. Let's start with this, okay? I felt like there were 3 critical errors, Ian, yesterday, late in that game. First, let's start with them playing the foul game. I personally thought they did it way too early. Then Shai Gilgeous-Alexander gets that dunk with 11 seconds to go. I mean, nobody near him. You probably could have run off some time there.
Agreed.
And then lastly, Jokic is on the sideline. You got to do a different calculus there with the best player on the planet not in the game. I am stunned that they fouled Aaron Gordon so quickly instead of just trying to play defense and not letting Jokic back in the game. How did you guys kind of see all that unfold in real time?
Yeah, I would co-sign all of that. I think, as you guys know, when you're doing a game, it's not only what you say, but it's how you say it. And often it's the tone in which you say it. The first foul that was called on Caruso, I was shocked that they gave it so quickly. Look, we've all watched NBA games. We understand some coaches have a very strict philosophy of, I don't want them to get a clean chance to tie the game. So I'm willing to foul and make it more interesting and more chaotic. But the immediate foul on Jokic was a little shocking. So Jokic goes to the line, hits 2, it's back to a 1-point game. You just mentioned it. Gilgeous-Alexander breaks free, and you're right. There's a chance there to dribble around. There's a chance to use up as much clock as possible. I think it's a dual goal. It's one thing if you want to make that decision with 3.8 on the clock and you're trying to shorten the game and give them as few chances as possible, in my mind. Mark Daigneault is excellent. He is really smart. He has done outstanding work. He was the coach of the year in the NBA last year. I just think he's great at his job. That's a philosophy. I don't know if they're going to look back and say we might need to alter it. He did acknowledge that it was a little too soon, and he said it's on me. It's not on the players. They're carrying out my instructions. And then obviously how it unfolded with the 2 missed free throws by Holmgren, and then Aaron Gordon, even on the call that I just heard, I'm reliving it in my own mind. I had to double check the goal in those moments. You have to be accurate. Time, score, situation, circumstance. And I thought for a moment as they tossed to the 3-point line, I reminded myself by saying it, it's a 1-point game.
Right.
And I thought, Gordon's going to pump fake and drive to the rim, and he lets it fly from 3 and hits it. Left time on the clock. So from a play-by-play perspective, you don't want to say that's for the win because it's not. They're still going to have another shot. Williams got a shot off with 2.8, 3/4 court. It was a flail, but you still have to leave room in that moment. And I don't know if it was just Gordon thinking, hey, this is the best available shot, I'm going to take it, or for a moment if they thought they were down by 2 and he had a chance to win it with a 3.
I actually loved the part, though, Ian, of Russell Westbrook, who I was not a fan of when he was with the Lakers, selflessly giving the ball up because I was like, no, Russ, no, please don't. But then he and even when Aaron Gordon shot, I was like, no, what are you doing? But he drained it. Ian, let me ask you this. When you go to these games at this time of the year, are you meeting with both coaches for both teams?
Yes.
Previous? Okay.
Yes.
So what is it like to meet with Jokic when he talks about the game plan for the team? Because I'm guessing he's the coach, right? Because you guys kept showing him in the huddle, and he seemed to be doing all the talking. What's going on there?
Yeah, that was a tremendous piece of video. Obviously, when you're still rolling cameras during timeouts, you're looking for something that might be interesting. And the producer shows us during the timeout. And my first reaction is, we got to come back with that. And everybody agreed because he was so animated. He was so demonstrative. There had been stories this year that he had grown in the leadership department. He was more vocal. This is when Michael Malone was still the head coach. But often, and not just fans, but media members as well, we're going to speculate on what we think might be happening. But we don't have intimate knowledge. We're not privy to what's happening behind the scenes. When you see it out in the open like we did, and that, by the way, wasn't the only experience of that. That happened a number of times over the course of the game where during the timeout, Jokic was the main voice, and then eventually David Adelman came in. I do think they respect Adelman a great deal. They like him. He's been a part of this team for 8 years. They know him well. They trust him. It's been a nice symbiotic relationship coming off the shocking firing of the head coach and the GM. But there's no doubt that Nikola Jokic's voice is number one right now for the Nuggets. Not only just the video. We've seen other video of players being animated in a huddle. It's the steel concentration and focus from the other players. They were locked in on him. Everybody was engaged. And I think that passion also shows through. I don't know if you had a chance to watch Court of Gold, the Netflix documentary on the Olympics. It was awesome. It was really well done. But their footage was incredible. And they had a bunch from Serbia and Nikola Jokic and the love and brotherhood, and then his, I think, growth and maturity into a complete leader, not just a incredible player and an all-time player, but a leader as well.
Yeah, I don't know how they're doing it other than to say he is incredible. Like there is, he's one of one in all these nights that I do games, and I'm sure you do too, right? You're putting up these graphics when he has these incredible games. And I was there for one of those 40-20-20 games, the 40-20-20 game he had. And it's just like it's him and Wilt in pretty much every single graphic. And you're like going, how is this guy so good at what he does? But I think to your point, like, this team shouldn't be where they are right now. Like, I didn't think they should have beaten the Clippers, but it just goes to show you how good he is and how good he makes those other guys, even at this stage where they've really only got like 5 or 6 guys that they can play on a regular basis in heavy minutes. They're still getting it done at the highest level. It's amazing to watch.
Yeah, agree with everything you say, and I would add this one point. Normally, you get to this stage of the season, there's a reason why interim head coaches aren't usually alive in the second round of the playoffs, because odds are they took over amidst some toxicity or some serious drama behind the scenes that probably couldn't be fixed by pushing a couple of buttons and hoping that it gets better. It shows you that things were in trouble in Denver, and it came to a head, and it was a power struggle, and both the head coach and the GM lost in the power struggle. But to now have David Adelman in there and have this team playing at the level in which we usually associate with championship-level basketball shows you that they still have that pedigree on this team. And, yeah, it's based on Jokic, and it's based on Gordon, and it's based on Murray. It's based on these guys that won a title together and still have chemistry and belief that they can go out and beat anyone. And you're right about the Jokic numbers. Even last night, he was great. And I would tell you, just doing play-by-play of that game, it wasn't like it was vintage Jokic, but you look up at the end of the game, he had 42 points. He had 22 rebounds. He had 6 assists. These are historic numbers that we're witnessing, and it almost feels casual because you think to yourself, that's just Jokic being Jokic. No, it's all-time performances that we're witnessing year after year.
Ian, I'll make this really quick. We're up against the top of the hour, but 11 of 11 ESPN NBA analysts all picked Oklahoma City to win. So I told George yesterday,
I'm one of those 11. Yeah.
I said, you know what that means? And he said, you're going to pick Denver? I said, not only am I going to pick Denver, Denver's going to win.
Well, that's always the way it works. The graphic on all these shows when everybody picks the same team, it always goes the other way.
So, Ian,
as George knows, they're aware. They're very much aware of it.
Yeah. Well, listen, we saw Anthony Edwards tell everybody on his walk from Crypto.com Arena to the Ritz-Carlton the other night online. So,
100%.
What do you think? You give so? I mean, look, they won the game. They stole game one on the road, but you giving them a legit shot?
Yeah, I give them a legit shot. I think they've uncorked a few things that they thought. I think the one big key that they believed going into this series, the physical toll that they had to deal with the Clippers' bigs, and with Zubac in particular, was not going to be as big an issue in this series. And the fact that I think they believe Jokic is not going to have to deal with the wear and tear against a Holmgren and a Hartenstein. Doesn't mean that they can't stop him and they can't make his life difficult. But I do think he got banged around a lot. Zubac was tremendous in that series. So that gave them some good feelings going forward, and the fact that they could maybe expand their rotation and play Watson a bit more, play Strawther a bit more, and maybe ease some of the minutes for the starters.
Ian Eagle, the legendary voice.
The I-Man.
Yeah, joining us here on Sedano and Cap. You have game 2, I presume, as well on Wednesday?
Yep. Yes. I bought a condo in OKC. I'm all
I mean, they're pretty cheap compared to the Northeast, so I think you did okay.
Yeah.
Well, Noah called me and he said, "Clean your room." I was like, "Okay, I will."
Buy a condo.
Ian, thanks for the time, man. Appreciate it. Have a great broadcast.
Anytime. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.
Love you, bro. Love you, dude. How come you didn't tell me you loved him? I told him I loved him.
I mean, I told him
I love the guy.
I love him too. I told him I love his kid. It's like telling him I love him.
I know, but I mean, I spent a lot of years on the road with that guy, so there's a lot of love, George.
I've had a lot of drinks with Noah, though.
So there's a lot of love
there.
there.
He's old enough to have drinks.
No, I don't think so. The kid's 13 years old.
No, he's not.
He is. He just got bar mitzvahed last week.
Hey, we're way over the break, but let me tell people, Cappy, Mother's Day is May 11th. What are you waiting for, man? Get on that Books train, okay? BOUQS.com, promo code ESPN. Books is short for bouquets. And here's the deal, man. 25% off with the promo code ESPN. We're hooking you up, taking care of you for Mother's Day. Time is ticking, bro. Mom did everything for you. You need to do something for her, and let's get her some nice flowers from the fine folks at Books, okay? Short for bouquets, 25% off. Use the promo code ESPN. Books just aren't any flowers. Flowers cut fresh from the best farms, bigger, brighter, and last way longer. Some even grow on the side of a volcano, man. Wow. Mom, man, she did everything for you. Are you seriously not going to get her flowers? You better get her some flowers and get her flowers from Books, man, for all the reasons I mentioned. And because we're hooking you up 25% off with the promo code ESPN. You can get subscription, too, if you'd like. All you got to do is go to the subscription button right there on the website, Books.com. If you want to just do a one-off, that's fine, too. It's easy. I pick my bouquet and delivery date, and I'm already done, and you can be, too. 25% off. Don't stop at just Mom. Get some for your wife, your auntie, and your grandma, too. Guys, Mother's Day is May 11th. Order Books now. Books.com. Promo code ESPN for 25% off. That's BOUQS.com. Promo code ESPN. Books. Promo code ESPN.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles. A good Karma Brands radio station.
Next Gen is the official AC, heating, plumbing, and electrical company of SoCal sports fans. That's right. Is your heating and AC system ready to power through the season? From quick tune-ups to full replacements, Next Gen has you covered. For a limited time, ESPN LA listeners can get a heating and AC tune-up for just $88. That's right. Stay in the game all season with an $88 heating and AC. Next Gen. Call 833-3-NEXT-GEN today.
NEXGEN. Call 833-3-NEXT-GEN.
Hey guys, you feel it? Days are getting longer, sun is getting warmer. Looks like our SoCal summer is right around the corner. Here in California, we are all about choosing chill. From hitting the beach to the best hiking trails to going all out to support our teams. One thing really all ties it together, and that's enjoying it all with good friends and a cold Coors Light. Pick up Coors Light near you or get it delivered to your door today. Visit CAChooseChill.com to learn more. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Hey guys, what's up? It's George Sedano. Waiting is never fun. Usually nothing good happens when you wait. My friend Jacob in the law offices of Jacob and Ronnie want to make sure you don't wait after an accident. Immediately after an accident, before talking to the insurance company, call Jacob, man. Jacob and his team will do all the work, make all the phone calls, handle the paperwork, set up the doctor's appointments, whatever the case may be. And when you speak to the insurance company first, it's a big mistake. Because you know why? They may later use your words against you. However, Jacob and his team, they'll guide you through the process, get you the compensation you deserve, and you don't have to pay Jacob unless he wins. Nothing out of pocket. Free. Gratis. So if you're injured in an accident, the first name, the first thought, the first call should be Jacob. Jacob, Jacob, Jacob. The consultation is free. That's right. Free. I told you. Gratis. Don't wait. Call Jacob 24 hours a day at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. Call him 844-24-JACOB or visit him online at calljacob.com.
Call Jacob.
710 ESPN.
Sedano and Cap for your afternoon right now on 710 ESPN.
It's time for What you need to know.
Let's do it. What you need to know right now.
What you need to know is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. What you need to know is Lindsay is going to be on tilt for the next 2 hours.
No,
and
I'm
change.
fine.
Lock in, Linz. Lock in.
Keep showing Evan Mobley's injury over and over and over, and it's like, okay,
Yeah,
we get
but
it,
I mean, it's just unfortunate what happened to him in downtown.
terrible.
It wasn't like malicious, though. I don't believe.
I know. I'm not saying it is. I'm just
I'm
saying I don't
watching
like
it over
watching
again.
it. It's
Yeah,
making me sad.
That
Cappy,
left
you're behind
ankle.
again.
Yeah, I know. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, man, they just keep showing all these
Doesn't that
Cavs
stink
getting
when
beat
it's
up.
like, man, they had such a good season,
Oh.
and then you get to the playoffs, and it's like, womp, womp.
Yeah, that's what happens.
That's Cleveland sports for you, Linz.
You're right, Cappy. You're very right.
The best teams fight through it somehow, some way. We'll see if what Cleveland's made of today.
Pacers in 6.
All right. What do you have, Lindsay? Sorry.
Waymo has published new data which claims shows that their self-driving taxis are actually outperforming human drivers. So
really?
this data is based on 58 million miles on U.S. roads, and the research takes a look at collisions with cyclists, pedestrians, motorbike riders, and then vehicle-to-vehicle impacts. They say, according to this data, that Waymos provide 92% fewer crashes with injuries to pedestrians, 82% fewer crashes with injuries to cyclists, and 82% fewer crashes with injuries to motorcyclists.
Okay.
So basically, they're saying, look, our data shows that we're actually safer than you humans. So what you think about that?
Let me ask you. Well, I saw Emily was in a Waymo the other day. She had she's meant to send it to Briones and Travis.
She sent
and
it to the wrong Jorge?
Send it to me by accident. So does Waymo have like an app? Is it just like similar to Uber, basically? Same setup?
I think
because I've never tried it.
From what I understand, I've never been in it, but I think that I know in Uber, like I've had an alert pop up when they were available here. It'll say like, we want to, ask if you authorize the use of Waymo self-driving taxis. So from what I understand, they're like built within Uber and Lyft, and you have to opt into them.
Okay. Now, let me just say this. Everything you said about the Waymo being,
here it is.
safer.
Waymo 1. Yeah.
Okay. I buy that. I'll tell you why. If you're an Uber driver, you got more. Have you ever been in an Uber recently, call it in the last year, where the Uber driver doesn't have minimum 2 phones, right? Minimum. One is his phone. One is his map. I get into a lot of Ubers now. These guys got 3 phones. Yeah. So they got a lot going on. And I believe that a human can get very distracted while driving, even if they're not on their phone, they're not texting, and they're not Instagramming.
But I'm going to download the Waymo app.
But the Waymo is all AI driven, if you will, and it knows, hey, here's a pedestrian, stop. Here's a cyclist, move over. Whereas a human can get very easily distracted, or maybe has been on the road a long time and is tired. It doesn't surprise me that the Waymo actually is more safe than a human driver. But yet, here I am telling you I've never been in one. All right, I'll try one too.
I mean, I guess you're right, Cappy, because if you think about it, like the hoops they had to jump through just to get these cars approved to drive, like I'd imagine that their safety standards are like extremely, extremely high. So they would have to outperform regular drivers just to like be allowed to test them, don't you think?
I mean, yeah, it would seem that way.
The fact that there's just self-driving cars going around, like, taking people places is pretty insane.
Do you guys...
Well, I remember seeing the first one I saw was in San Francisco a number of years ago, and then they're in Phoenix a ton.
Phoenix was like the big test market, yeah. You guys give the finger to these Waymos a lot? Like,
no. Why would you do that?
Well, don't you think it's funny? Don't you guys think it's kind of funny? Like a Waymo pulls up next to you and doesn't have anybody driving, and you're like giving it the finger, and you're like yelling obscenities. Like, you guys don't think that's funny?
I mean, I've never done it, but
I
guess I'll try it next time and see if I get a kick out of it.
So it looks like Waymo is only available in LA in the downtown area. It's like a small area, basically. From south of the valley to like Marina Del Rey to like east to Inglewood, and then there's like a weird like patch that isn't covered, and then kind of just south of the 10 all the way to downtown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't even know that you had to get it from a separate app, but I know, like I said, I've had those alerts pop up like, would you like to opt in to Waymo driverless taxis? And I was like, no.
I just opened up the app here. The world's most experienced driver, and I must have never used the app.
Do they have them in San Diego?
I don't think so. I don't know. I mean, I've never used it, so I just opened the app, and I must have downloaded it and never set up an account.
All I know is that the last couple times I've been in an Uber, I often get car sick. And maybe I should try the Waymo because I feel like people that drive Ubers are, especially when they're driving Teslas, they're very herky-jerky, you know?
Yeah, so here is, I'm going to show on the YouTube, the white area is the area they service, and then the gray area they don't service yet. So you have to live in one of those areas or be traveling to one of those areas in that white area on that map.
Okay, I'm now officially set up. I'm all set up for Waymo now. Yeah. I mean, I've gone in.
Stream it, Cap.
I've set up my account. I'm all ready to go.
You should live stream yourself going in a Waymo.
Well, maybe I'll do a Cappy Lappy in a Waymo.
Oh, there you go.
You know?
Since there's no Laker games, you can do the Cappy Lappy in a Waymo.
Boy, the Lakers really destroyed my whole bit, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
I mean, come on, LeBron. Come on, LeBron. Really, dog? Really? And then when the game's over, you're walking out limping? Come on, man. Really? Please. By the way, DeAndre Hawkins, beautiful T-shirt today. I really like the Hawkins High School T-shirt. Now, what thrift store or flea market or where'd you find that beauty?
I actually ordered this online. This is from the show Stranger Things. Is a theme set up in Hawkins High School. So, yeah, obviously my last name being Hawkins, I thought it was a cool shirt.
Dude, that's a really cool shirt. I mean, there ain't no Kaplan High Schools out there.
No,
there's not. Ain't no Sedano High School out there. Is there a Sedano High, George? Do you know?
No, there's not.
How about a baseball high? Is there a Lindsay Baseball High School?
I don't think so.
All right, you see, the only
one
guy.
Of a kind. Come on now.
Hawkins High, bro.
One of a kind.
That's like Mumford, right? Wasn't that the name of the school that you mentioned Eddie Murphy yesterday, George? You mentioned Beverly Hills Cop. Wasn't
Eddie Murphy.
Wasn't it Mumford High? Isn't that where he went to high school in Detroit? Was it Mumford? Do I have that right, everybody?
I don't remember.
Come on, guys. The guy's wearing a Detroit Lions Letterman jacket, and underneath it, I think he's got a T-shirt on that says, was it Mumford High?
I don't know.
All right, somebody figure it out.
Where did Axel
Foley
go to Ackwell High School?
Bronson
Pinchot. He did go to Mumford High School. You're right.
Mumford High, bro. Yeah. Mumford High.
Yeah.
Look at the big brain on Cap. That's for Total Recall is what that is, George.
No, Total Recall is the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, that's true. That is true. See, look at the big brain on George.
Yeah, so I will try a Waymo somewhere. I mean, I don't know where I would be. I would have to be in that part of town here to do it, but I don't really get up to that part of town without my car is the problem because, I don't live in that area. But
how about this? You ready? Let's do this.
Want to do you and I just get one from
next
downtown
week,
somewhere?
Yes, and we just drive around downtown and see how many times the Waymo has to stop before it hits a bike rider, a homeless dude in the middle of the street screaming at everybody. Well, I know. Let's see what it does. Front with a Waymo, dude?
It's a good question. I'm sure you can.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me ask.
All right.
There was one time I was pulling out of the garage, and honestly, there was a Waymo going in the wrong direction.
Oh, I did see there was.
So, I don't know if I'll get in the Waymo, man.
There was a really funny video where there was one that was stuck in a roundabout and it didn't know how to exit the roundabout, so it just kept going around and around and around.
Right.
Yeah.
That's like European
so
vacation.
You can't sit in the front seat, Cappy.
Cannot.
Riders age 8 or older, so you qualify.
Oh wait, I can ride in the front seat.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, got it. Getting caught in that roundabout, that's like Chevy Chase, European vacation. Hey, guys, there's Big Ben. Right, there's Big Ben again.
So there we go, Cappy. We'll get into a Waymo for a little bit.
I like the idea. I do. By the way, I think I'm getting some texts from Waymo right now.
Oh, well, there you go. I got an email from them.
You got an email? I haven't checked my email.
Cappy, you know what you should do? You should Waymo down to Commerce, and if they'll take you down there. Because you could pick up more of those flooring samples the crazy Hernandez brothers hooked you up with.
You don't even understand what's going on between me and the
listen,
Hernandez
I know Rachel's
brothers.
dealing with this now. It's out of your hands at this
Well,
point. But
but
thankfully, the crazy Hernandez brothers are taking care of things.
Well, I'm a middleman, George. I'm a middleman. I got Steven Hernandez over here. I got Rubber Rachel over here. I'm in the middle. I can't be going back and forth with samples and pictures. And ultimately, as Steven Hernandez said to me, he goes, do you like what I've sent you? I said, yeah, I like it. And he goes, no, I don't want you to like it. I want you to love it. I said, well, then you deal with Rachel.
Right, and they are. And by the way, if you need flooring in your home, rental, ADU, you got to call Hernandez Wholesale Flooring at 866-62-FLOOR. You can go online as well, hernandezwholesaleflooring.net, but call them at 866-62-FLOOR. But you know what drives me crazy, Cappy, is these big box national retail stores that pretend to give you a deal by marking up the price just to mark it down. Come on, we're not idiots, all right? At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, it's legitimately family run. We've talked about the crazy Hernandez brothers. Papi Hernandez started it all in the 70s. You got mom working the facility every once in a while. You've got the sisters, the aunts, the cousins, the nephews, the nieces, you name it, man. Authentic old school TLC and actual wholesale pricing year round. No bogus sales, no gimmicks, just the best price from the start. And that's why I say it and I mean it. No sale beats wholesale. Whether it's hardwood, laminate, tile, vinyl, carpet, you name it, they've got it. Over 5 million square feet of in-stock inventory. They got a location in Commerce. They got a location in Santa Ana. And I'm telling you right now, both are the size of freaking 5 football fields. It's insane. You can see it, touch it, and take it home with you on the same day. All the different samples, whatever it is you want, laminate, tile, vinyl, carpet, hardwood, etc. And it's huge, obviously, because you're probably trying to finish a project fast, right? Well, there you go. That's why the crazy Hernandez brothers will help you get things done quickly. And check this out. Refer a friend and both of you get 10% off your next flooring purchase. It's why first responders, designers, contractors, and builders all shop here. They know the crazy Hernandez brothers are always going to take care of you. If you find a better price, Hernandez will match it, no questions asked. So head down to Hernandez Wholesale Flooring in Commerce or Santa Ana. Call them at 866-62-FLOOR. That's 866-62-FLOOR. No games, no gimmicks, just the best price in town year-round because no sale beats wholesale, homeboy. Check them out at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net or call them at 866-62-FLOOR.
I'm Doug Hopkins.
And I'm Damon Lyons.
And we want to buy your house.
After 30 years and more than 20,000 transactions, Seller's Advantage knows how to get you more for your home.
No agent fees, no commissions, just an as-is cash offer.
Call Seller's Advantage or visit sellersadvantage.com.
We're naturally entertaining.
Yes. LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN.
Hey guys, it's Cap. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt, one of Southern California's largest public adjuster firms. Avner Gatt knows how to fight back when your insurance company makes you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope of getting into your home and getting it all back together. With decades of experience and a passion for helping people, Avner and his family take the call themselves. So whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is, you call Avner Gatt today at 818-917-5256 or you go to avnergatt.com. It's 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. You call, Avner answers, he says hello. Your claim is our game, avnergatt.com.
Ticket Thursday alert. Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, Billy Strings, and Sierra Hall. All live at the Hollywood Bowl for the Outlaw Music Festival on May 16th. Tickets are on sale now, but you can win yours right here. This Ticket Thursday on ESPN LA, we're hooking up listeners with 4 pairs of tickets to see these legendary artists take the stage. Tune in Thursday for your cue to call and win. The Outlaw Music Festival, May 16th. Willie, Dylan, Billy Strings, Sierra Hall. Presented by Live Nation. Don't miss it.
Is it time to downsize? Selling your home doesn't have to be a hassle. With Seller's Advantage, skip agents, commissions, and costly repairs. Get a fair, competitive cash offer without worrying about the details falling through. Chris Chavez, a real customer, says, quote, Seller's Advantage offered me more than I expected. The process was fast, easy, and much better than using a realtor. End quote. Call 888-390-AS-IS or visit sellersadvantage.com for your free cash offer.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
And it is Sedano and Cap your Tuesday afternoon. Today is Sauvignon Blanc Day. Sauvignon Blanc. And on this day in 1985, the #1 dance track, Tears for Fears. Everybody wants to rule the world. Sedano and Cap continues your Tuesday afternoon right now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Man, I just had a big-ass strawberry from a farmer's market.
Welcome to
So good.
our life.
Almost as good as the song.
There's no turning back.
Tears for Fears, Cappy.
Yep.
What does this remind you of?
I feel like this song kind of reminds me of all the Brat Pack movies of the 80s. I see Molly Ringwald, Emilio Estevez. Shout out to my boy Anthony Michael Hall. Judd Nelson. I mean, I know I'm giving you the Breakfast Club, Ali Sheedy, but I just feel like when I hear this song, I'm thinking like 80s movies.
Right, but it was in none of those movies. You know?
Yeah,
that,
I don't
right?
think so. Yeah, I don't think it was in any of
The
them.
only movie in the 80s it was in, it was a movie called Real Genius.
Okay, that might have been like Andrew McCarthy. Maybe.
No, it's Val Kilmer, actually.
Oh, Val Kilmer. Okay.
Yeah,
All
Val
right.
Kilmer was in that movie.
R.I.P.
May he rest in peace. Yeah, Val
Right.
Kilmer. And then it was in a bunch of movies after that in the 90s and beyond, like Romy and Michelle's High School Reunion.
Okay. All right.
Click, that's an Adam Sandler movie.
Oh, everybody, rule your word.
Yeah, Real Player One.
Mhm.
I'm trying to see if there's any. Oh, Despicable Me. It was in those. It was in one of those movies. It was in
Despicable
Straight
Me.
Outta Compton. I didn't know that. I don't remember that in Straight Outta Compton. I have to think
Really?
back as to what part of the movie that was in. But yeah, that's what
Okay.
it says here.
All right. Everybody wants to rule the world.
Yeah. Cappy.
Yo.
All right. Let's talk about a couple of things here.
Tell me, what would you like to talk about?
So today in the NBA, they
Mhm.
gave out, they've been giving out these awards as days go on, right? So
Mhm,
today was the Executive of the Year award, okay?
Okay, mhm.
And that went to Sam Presti of OKC, understandably so, okay?
Mhm, yep.
Like what he's built there and is, which seems to be sustainable just based on how young these guys are. He's done a phenomenal job, right? And then-
Phenomenal.
and, he's added veteran guys like Hartenstein and Caruso, et cetera, into that mix or whatever. But I did see, like, Laker fans lament that Rob Pelinka, who I believe finished 6th in the voting.
Rob Pelinka,
W.
That's where JJ finished, too, in the Coach of the Year, right? 6th?
Fairly certain they finished the same. I could be
Okay.
wrong,
They
but
did,
I'll double
yes.
check.
They did,
yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And look, I mean, I guess I get it.
No,
but,
you don't. You don't get it.
What do you mean?
You don't get it.
Why don't I get it?
Here's what you don't get, and I don't get it either. Why would any Laker fan in their right mind argue that Rob Pelinka should have won Executive of the Year? Like, are you guys nuts? Seriously. Like, unless you're just like, I understand homerism. Believe me, I get it, okay? I wear pom-poms and a short skirt all the time. I'm a cheerleader. I'm a homer. I get it, okay? But there's nobody that is a Laker fan that will legitimately come to us and say, Rob Pelinka deserved to win the Executive of the Year, honor. Come on, guys, really? Am I right here? Nobody believes he
Pelinka
should have
W.
won. Nobody believes he should have won Executive of the
I
Year.
agree with you. I don't believe, but they think just because he pulled off the Luka trade. But I'm like, did he really pull off the Luka trade? Like,
Wait.
he didn't tell anybody about it. Like,
I mean, other than LeBron, but that's a whole other story.
oh,
But,
will you stop?
all right, but hold on. What did
Listen,
Rob?
I'm going to give him credit for being the guy that Nico Harrison thought of to pick up the phone.
That's it.
It doesn't mean that he did a better job than Sam Presti or Colby Altman of Cleveland or even Trajan Langdon of Detroit or Raphael Stone of Houston. Like, I don't believe he did a better overall job of building a roster than those guys.
I don't want to knock Rob. I'm not here to knock Rob.
And by the way, being in this top 6 is pretty good.
Right.
Right.
Here,
like he is being acknowledged. Like, he got votes, and I would understand for someone who voted him in their top 3.
But listen, what did Rob Pelinka do this year? Like, if you're going to tell me that he pulled off the Luka trade, I'm going to tell you no, he accepted Luka and traded Anthony Davis because he knew that he was preparing the Lakers for the future. It wasn't as if he got the call and went, hey, Rob, I'm thinking Anthony Davis. You give us Anthony Davis, we'll give you Luka. It wasn't like Rob sat on the other end of the phone and went, I don't know. That doesn't sound so great to me.
Right. You know what happened there? Like, sec. Hold on 1 sec. Hold on. Give me 1 sec here real quick. Oh, my God.
You're not going to believe this.
He's going to trade us Luka.
Right.
Hey, yeah, Nico. So let's talk about it. Yeah, what do you think? How do you think we should go about this? Like, what are you thinking?
So
I mean, come on.
I'm not here to. I don't mean to insult him, but I think
I'm not by any stretch of the imagination. But I think he's done a good job.
No,
I just don't think that it's like executive of the year good job.
Right.
Like, I think again, if you had him in your top 3, I'm cool with that. But I don't think he's number 1.
But again, it's going to sound like a knock when I say, what did he do? He answered the phone when Nico Harrison called him to give him a gift. Okay, I'm not trying to knock the guy, but because I'll give him some other credit. You ready? Here goes.
I mean, he found Austin Reeves a couple years ago. Good, right? That's a good deal.
But this year, Dorian Finney-Smith,
he pulled that off, which is a very important piece. Yes, I would agree.
When that trade went down, many of us, I'll put myself in the middle of it. You're going to be off to the side. You're in the league. Me, outsider looking in, I didn't know at the time how impactful Dorian Finney-Smith was going to be to the Lakers this year. Okay, I didn't know. So he pulled off getting that trade. That was a great trade. Listen, a lot of people might look at the Mark Williams situation, and many people might say
he dodged a bullet.
Well, that's just it,
deal,
right? Right. So a lot of people might look at that.
We'll never know, but I mean, I would not have given up a first-round pick for Mark Williams.
Well, I mean, we complained the day after they lost when Rudy Gobert ate their lunch. We complained that they didn't have a legitimate big man, and we said, now, had they made that trade.
I agreed, but I think two things can be true. You could have – I don't think that – like, I would – if you would have said to Charlotte, hey, we'll give you 3 second-rounders, do I think Charlotte hangs up the phone? Maybe initially, but I think they come back to you on it.
My point is that maybe that was a great move by Rob Pelinka. So here are the check marks. Dorian Finney-Smith, check. The execution of and then the denial of Mark Williams, let's call that a check. Let's call that a win, okay? Yeah. The Luka thing was not a win. It was a gift. You see, it's not like he came up with this brilliant strategy and this great idea and he outsmarted everybody.
Right.
They handed him.
You.
So listen, I guess what I'd say to Laker fans is this. I appreciate when you defend your own guy, okay? I can appreciate that. But if you think that Rob Pelinka did something so spectacular this year to win Executive of the Year, I think you're out of your minds. However, I will say this. Rob Pelinka can win Executive of the Year next year if he takes what he currently has and does a few things. One, gets Luka signed. That would be a great, great move. That would be a qualification for Executive of the Year kind of votes. And secondly, he's got to add to this roster so that this team has more of what it needs going into next season. These are not, I'm not breaking news for anybody, okay? But if you think that Rob should have won this year, you're delusional. And if you think that Rob can win next year, he can. And by the way, Rob, here for me, 6th, I think that's a great honor. B- year. B- season. Pretty good. Not good enough, but pretty good. You got a letter grade, Jack?
Yeah, I would say being bounced in the first round, I would say is probably like a B-. I'm not disputing that, and I don't think they would dispute that either, to be honest with you.
Now listen, if there was an award for best jacket collection, Rob wins. You know, if there's an award for looking dope in skinny jeans, he wins. If there's some sort of honor that he's a hot piece of you-know-what. He's a winner. But executive of the year, excuse me, everybody, not this year. Is that too harsh?
That is awful.
My bad, y'all.
Right.
My bad.
Oh, my gosh.
All right, Radio Tinder's next, brought to you by our friends at Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, the crazy Hernandez brothers. But first, Cappy, let's talk Prize Picks today. I don't know what you did today, but Prize Picks is the place if you want sports action in the state of California. It's very simple. Download the Prize Picks app. Use the promo code Cappy, K-A-P-P-Y. First $5 play gets you a $50 bonus, and it's even simpler to play. It's literally more or less. There's a stat line for every individual player in every sport imaginable across the world, okay? And you go more or less on that particular stat. And then you bundle a couple together, and that's how you can win some cold, hard cash, Cappy.
I've decided to go with like some smaller dollar figures. I've got a $5 six-pick flex play today. $5 to win $170. I've got Donovan Mitchell on a Taco Tuesday, so they gave me the discount, 24.5 points. I've got Tyrese Halliburton for more than 33.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I've got Shohei Ohtani to hit a home run tonight, and a bunch of other stuff. But let me just tell you this, George. The more important thing is this. When you go to the Prize Picks app, I'm showing it right now on YouTube. When you go to the Prize Picks app, down at the bottom, there's an area called promos. And there is a promotion going on right now that's called the Takes Two tickets to win the VIP trip to the ship. When you have a $5 3-pick NBA lineup in the playoffs, each lineup is an entry. You can do 5 per day. But somebody, and I hope it's somebody in the circle, I hope it's a Sedano and Cap listener, somebody is going to win a trip to the ship, VIP, hotel, airfare, courtside seats, the whole deal. So make sure you hit that promos tab on Prize Picks when you download it and you use our promo code Cappy, K-A-P-P-Y.
Prize Picks, run your game.
You never have to miss a moment of LA's mega sports station. Get the all-new ESPN LA app.
Just search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play.
Download, tap, and bam!
You got 710 ESPN in the palm of your hand.
Hey, John Ireland here for Thrive Cybersecurity. We all know in sports that defense wins games and turnovers kill you. That's also true in business. The truth is 1/3 of businesses will unwittingly turn over their sensitive company data to thieves this year. Don't let that happen to you. Remember this website, thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. Thrive starts with a comprehensive cyber risk assessment. Their security analysts identify gaps and deliver proactive solutions to help keep your network healthy and protected. It's not a matter of if, it's when. Get ready. Visit thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. That's thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. Play defense. Use Thrive and protect your business.
Why do we grill to order at Waba Grill? Because it's just better for you. And our Asian-inspired menu has high-quality proteins that are healthier for you. Like hormone-free chicken, ribeye steak, wild-caught salmon, and shrimp. Our steamed vegetables and signature salads are made fresh for you. Our sauces are more flavorful for you, from sweet and spicy to fiery hot. Download the Waba Rewards app or order online at wabagrill.com. Waba Grill, it's for you.
Hey guys, you feel it? Days are getting longer, sun is getting warmer. Looks like our SoCal summer is right around the corner. Here in California, we are all about choosing chill. From hitting the beach to the best hiking trails to going all out to support our teams. One thing really all ties it together, and that's enjoying it all with good friends and a cold Coors Light. Pick up Coors Light near you or get it delivered to your door today. Visit CAChooseChill.com to learn more. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
And it is Sedano and Cap your Tuesday afternoon. Radio Tinder time, we like to play a TV theme. TV sitcom Friends aired the show's season final episode. I think that means, like, the series final episode. Was it really 21 years ago that Friends ended? Where's the time gone, Jack? You can follow her at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. Don't forget about our new sponsor, the Crazy Hernandez Brothers. If you're in the market for new flooring, shop at Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, where every day is a deal. No gimmicks. Call 866-62-FLOOR, F-L-O-O-R. Or go to HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. No sale beats wholesale. Take it away, Finney Lindsay.
Look at that, Linz. Your team's up by 12 in the first quarter.
I know.
I told you.
No, you didn't.
It's one game, I told you. Anything can happen in one game.
Let her just be in her own misery.
Listen, no. I'm not misery. I was having, like I said, I was having a rough day as it was, and I wanted to be able to, like, watch the Cavs game and experience some joy in my life for a time period.
They're going to win today.
I hope so. I hope they do. But then I start reading all this stuff about Evan Mobley. He can't put weight on his leg, and I'm just like, oh, yeah, they just
that's
prolonging.
a different deal. But
I know, but it's still,
Wait, I have a quick question. Are you not having a good day today because Chewy smells like a skunk?
That's part of it. I mean, I'm still convinced that I smell like a skunk.
Oh.
You think you smell like a skunk?
I do. I've been saying since yesterday.
No,
DeAndre.
you know what it is that it's in your nostrils.
That's
like,
what
it's just
Graham
not going
said,
away.
too, or somebody said that. I'm like, no, I feel like I smell like it.
Really?
Very
You think
gross.
It's in the hair of your nostrils, which means you're smelling it all the time.
Right.
I showered multiple times.
Right, but then you walk around
You
and
need
you're
to like flush your nostrils.
Yeah, why don't you do that?
Some
Why don't
some Neil Med.
Yeah, right, Neil Med. That's right, Neil Med.
Flush those nostrils.
Flush them things.
Okay.
Seriously.
All right.
I'm not even joking. I'm serious.
I'll report
you got
back.
Donovan Mitchell out there balling out tonight.
They're Don.
But
Do I smell skunk?
You said that. Never mind.
Something.
I said what?
You said that they can't win.
I said tonight they could win.
I know, but you said that they can't win unless Evan Mobley is their best player, and if he's out,
I said they can't win a championship unless Evan Mobley is their best player.
Do you think that if he missed the rest of the Pacers series, like he would be okay then by Boston?
Maybe.
Well, Boston.
I mean,
get
this
by
series.
New York.
Right. Yeah. What do we have a guarantee that Boston's moving on?
Well, everyone just assumes that Boston and OKC, everyone's already written them both into the finals.
That is
listen,
not written.
Boston is not going to miss 45 threes again. That's
go New York, go New York, go.
Now, DeAndre is back here losing his mind because he didn't pick Sam Merrill on his underdog pick.
He is cashing right now.
I said he could go off, But we got Ty Jerome and who else did we pick? We got Strus to get
wow, this is a big lead.
2 3s.
Big lead by Cleveland.
14.
I mean, Brian Windhorst did say that the Cavs have a lot of ways to beat people, more than you would expect.
Well, especially one game. It's a one-game
gotta
situation.
Stay positive.
Well, first off, they hired him.
You can't convince a Cleveland fan to stay positive. It just cannot happen.
Usually am. Listen, with this team, I even said the other day to my dad, I said, with the Browns, it's like they'll be down by 3 points at halftime. And I'm like,
Sam Merrill again from the corner.
And then with the Cavs, they could be down by 25 points in the first quarter like they were against the Celtics.
17-point lead.
And I'm like,
32-15 at the end of one?
I feel
32-15 at the end of the first quarter. That's big.
Well, Donovan Mitchell did tweet out right before the game, hashtag let him know.
Come on, Halliburton.
He wants to prove everyone wrong.
DeAndre just rooting against Lindsay. Just rooting against him.
Pacers in 6.
Wow.
It's okay. It's all right.
All right. Go
Let's
ahead.
see who I split my winnings with, DeAndre.
Ooh, damn. Will you split them with me?
Sure.
Thank you.
All right. So a woman has sparked debate online after calling for parents to stop bringing young children to non-kids movies. So in a tweet that has over 1.2 million views, she wrote, "Can we normalize not taking young children to non-kids movies?" According to the poster, well, she said that the man behind her brought a toddler to Star Wars, and the toddler spent much of the film talking, singing, climbing on chairs, and engaging in other typical toddler behaviors.
Mm-hmm.
She said the toddler appeared to be bored. So Well, you could argue whether or not Star Wars, I guess it's not really a kids movie, but I want to know, like, overall, like, what are your thoughts on taking kids to non-kids movies?
I only take my kids my kids don't go. I don't go to the movies that often, so let's start with that. But my kids, I've taken my daughter. My son won't go to a movie. It's like it's too long. He's 6 years old. Like, he doesn't have the attention span for it. But my daughter will watch a movie. Like, we saw The Wild Robot a few months ago or whatever it was. We saw the Mario movie last year. So, yeah, like, you know, I don't know. Like, she's going to be 11. You know what I mean? Like, I take her to the movies she wants to see. She has seen some Star Wars movies with me at home. But, yeah, I don't know. Like, I get it, but some people don't have, like, childcare. You know what I mean? So, like, she's kind of being an a-hole a little bit. Like, you know what? If your kid is acting up in the theater, you can get up and move. If that was the case, that's different. But I just don't know if I buy just one person's random musings on Twitter.
I'm going to swipe right here and say this. If it's not a movie for kids, if it's PG, PG-13, rated R.
Well, PG-13 is
well, but let's say your kid is. Let's say your kid is
young kid.
Right. Let's say your kid's 3 years old, 5 years old.
You don't have a babysitter,
right. and it's a PG-13 kind of movie. Honestly, you probably should not bring your kid to the theater. I'll give you guys an example. When my little one, who's 18 now, but when she was a baby, she was probably 6 months, 7 months. She was really young, maybe even a year. We went to the theater one night. Actually, in San Francisco, we were going to see the play The Jersey Boys. And we walk into the theater, and we're holding Julia, who's sound asleep, and they would not let us come into the theater. I'm like, wait, we bought tickets for the show. And they're like, yeah, but you can't bring a baby in here. And I'm like, but why not? And they're like, because the baby is going to distract other people. I'm like, baby's sound asleep. She's a little baby. Like, that baby wakes up. That baby starts crying. That baby's going to distract the performers and the people in the theater. And you know what? While I was pissed, because I really wanted to see the Jersey Boys, they were right. So, you know what? If you have little kids and you're going to see a quote-unquote adult movie, don't take your little kids.
It's not an adult movie. We don't want to
I don't mean like Triple
X.
Star
Wars is not an adult movie. I've seen plenty of kids at Star Wars.
How old was the kid?
It's kind of hard to understand, though, for a kid.
How old was the kid? The kid that they're complaining about?
She said, like, appeared to be 3 or 4, like a toddler.
Yeah, that's a pain in the ass for everybody else.
No, if that indeed was the case, okay, I get it. But, like, I don't know, man. Like,
I feel like toddlers have a hard enough time, like, paying attention during kids' movies. You know?
Sure, I would agree with that. But I also think that, again, not everyone has the ability to, pay for a babysitter
and
or
wait till it comes out on Prime.
I mean, you could, I guess.
Well,
but
just how about don't go to the movies?
This is also a tweet about Star Wars. When was the last Star Wars movie that came out?
They recently did like a re-release of the 25th anniversary of whatever was released.
Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, so that's
really?
the last one of
the prequels.
That's the third one, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm
the third
lost.
installment.
I'm not.
Yeah, we don't need to get in all that.
I'm remote. I don't even know what you guys are talking about at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, my second one, really quickly. It's
it
national.
Was when Anakin Skywalker becomes Darth Vader.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, if we were talking Revenge of the Nerds, I'd know that one. But Revenge of the Sith, I got nothing.
I mean, it's actually a good one, honestly. Of those three, it was the best one of the three.
What does she say? Like, but Anakin, when he's like, he's thinking of her right before he loses his arm, and then he burns up.
Wait, what? He lost his arm?
He burns up.
How do you think he becomes Darth Vader, bro?
Oh, come on, Lindsay. You just ruined the whole thing
Obi-Wan
for
kicked
me.
his ass.
Yeah, he did.
You just ruined the whole thing.
I'm sorry.
I mean, Obi-Wan didn't want to have to kick his ass, but he kicked his ass.
Spoiler alert, lost his arm.
I mean, that movie's like 25 years old.
He burned up pretty good, Cap.
I was looking forward to seeing it tonight.
That's how he became Darth.
No, I'm not even going to see it. Forget it.
Yeah. Not Darth Navarro, who's in the Sedano Kap Circle of Trust.
Shout out to Darth.
Yeah. I don't think we have time for any more, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Speaking of the Circle of Trust, Dead Meow can go bleep himself. Okay?
Why? What happened now?
Oh, jeez.
What happened now with
Oh,
Dead?
my God. He's so obnoxious.
What did he do?
He's like, I'm really curious as to where Sedano gets all his Laker fan info from. Most Laker fans, not me, want Pelinka out. Nowhere near the Lakers.
Wow.
Well, he speaks for everybody, George, so you have, there you have it.
Do I see Laker fans lamenting Pelinka not winning Executive of the Year? Cap is 100% right on this one. I don't think Cap actually said anything that had to do with that part of it. And when I wrote him back was I searched it, right? I just went, Rob Pelinka Executive of the Year. And the fourth tweet is a tweet from Lakers Daily that says, Lakers general manager Rob Pelinka finished 6th in the NBA Executive of the Year voting. He received just one first-place vote, and then it adds, should have gotten more love for making the Luka trade.
Oh, stop it.
So my point is, it didn't take very long, okay?
Hey, also,
and I told him, you know what I told him, Cappy?
Let me hear.
I told him it didn't take – I didn't have to look far. It's literally the 4th tweet when you search it. There's plenty more. Your contrarian act is wearing thin. Need some new shtick, homeboy.
Oh, new shtick, homeboy.
I added the homeboy now.
Oh, you did? You didn't actually say homeboy on Twitter? You just added it just now?
Their other stuff is all there. Yeah.
Okay, but shtick, you did use the word shtick.
Yeah, shtick.
Also,
Spell it right?
we could take one single tweet about nothing and make it into an entire show. So there you have it.
All right, Dead Meow.
To which he responds, it's not an act. It was a genuine question from an actual Lakers fan. You're going by a few delusional fans, but present the info as the majority of the fan base was upset. But I get it. We get out news from Twitter comments. I didn't just it's not like a tweet. They're literally a Lakers blog, for God's sake.
George. Get him.
Like,
Get
that's
him,
not
George.
just some random tweet. They have like 65,000 followers or something.
Get him, George. Get him.
Jesus.
It's not like you're like reporting a tweet as news. Like, we polled the entire world of Lakers fans, and this is the percentage of them that think this.
Well, get him,
by
Dad.
the way, I
Get
saw
him, Dad.
Andy Kamenetsky quote tweet some guy that said that, like, he's some Laker fan, DJ Kidd, who tweets us all the time, who I like, and he said that he thought Sam Presti was overrated. And I'm like, overrated? Like, what are we talking about here?
I don't know. Get him, Dad. Get him. Get him on Twitter, Dad. Get him.
By the way, I remember what it was that Padma said to Anakin. She said, "But Anakin, you're breaking my heart." Before he lost his arm. That's what it was.
Oh, really? Oh,
it was
wait,
a
he
very
lost his
pivotal
arm?
moment. It was
I
a
didn't know he
pivotal
lost his
moment,
arm.
Cap.
I had no idea he
And
lost
she's
his arm.
pregnant with the twins. It was a whole thing.
Oh, you ruined the whole thing for me now.
Well, the twins became Luke and Leia.
You're breaking my heart.
No, I didn't
So
realize
sad.
it. Wow, now you ruined it for me, George.
Well, that's your fault.
Hmm.
Yeah. All right, coming up next, it's time for Dodger baseball. There's a lot of stuff going on with the Dodgers, like a lot of stuff that we need to just dive into in like 10 minutes of content. That's next.
It's the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Every weekday morning at 9 a.m.
I got the old foot massage last night.
Oh.
Yeah, I told my wife before she was my wife, if you give me one foot massage a week, I'll live till I'm 100.
And she's agreeable to this format?
No, but yeah.
I'm going to need you to make a call because there is no chance, no how, no way. She's like, up the street. Go ahead.
It's Trav and D-Far. Back tomorrow after Clinton and Friends.
On LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Flashy discounts, gimmicky sales? Don't fall for it. At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, we give you honest, wholesale pricing all year long. No bogus markups, no tricks, just the best floors at the best prices. Call 866-62-FLOOR. No sale beats wholesale. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, check them out at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net or call them at 866-62-FLOOR.
For the best prices on hardwood carpet and more, call 866-62-FLOOR.
Right now at Park West Bicycle Casino, the progressive jackpot is over $3 million, and when it hits, it'll be the biggest jackpot ever won at any LA card room. Poker, blackjack, ultimate Texas Hold'em, even baccarat, all eligible for the progressive. Brand new players who sign up for their player rewards get $30 in match play. Park West Bicycle Casino, where the stakes are high and the rewards are massive.
Please gamble responsibly. Problemgambling.ca.gov. 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGR-001291. GEAR-001292. GEAR-001298. BSIS license number 1358.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
It is Sedano and Cap, your Tuesday afternoon. Happy 64th birthday to George Clooney. And on this day, back in 1996, the Backstreet Boys, BSB, released their self-titled debut album. This was the song on it that later would become a hit. Sedano and Cap. Yeah, Rachel, stop playing games with Cappy's heart. Sedano and Cap continues your Tuesday afternoon right now.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Our buddy Dave Roberts, Cappy, and I say that genuinely because I really do like him, as you know. I've defended him much like you very many times. And I get it, man. Like, it's early. He's trying to make sure that guys get a real shot to fight out of stuff. But the Michael Conforto stuff is starting to be like, okay, man, he's hitting 146. Like, at what point do we start saying, hey, let's just give him a few days off, see if he snaps out of this, you know?
Well, I would just say this, and it's when somebody is struggling, and by the way, he's not the only Dodger that has really struggled
Max
offensively.
Muncy's off to a slow start again this season.
Yeah. So you got a guy like Max Muncy, Conforto, who they paid decent money to, and they took him away from San Francisco, as I recall. And then you have other issues. You need a guy like Conforto, you think, especially when a guy like Teoscar Hernandez is now expected to miss what looks like somewhat significant time with a hamstring problem.
Yeah, and we're going to talk to Dr. Clapper about it on Thursday because he just texted me to ask me that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, and this is why the Dodgers are the Dodgers, because they're prepared to play when they have guys who either A, get hurt, or B, underperform. And the proof of that is they're 24-11, and they're in first place. And when I was watching a little bit earlier, they had a 1-0 lead as Freddie Freeman drove in a run. And this now, I'm just going to take a quick look here, top of the fifth, and the score is 1-0. Dodgers winning over the Marlins. So it's amazing how when guys don't produce, because, George, remember, there was about a 2-week period where Shohei Ohtani, he had left the team when his wife was having a baby. Then he came back.
Shohei Ohtani.
And for the first time ever, we saw Ohtani look human, where he couldn't hit himself. He couldn't hit himself out of a paper bag if he needed to. So it's amazing how this team is able to continue to be a first-place team when they've got, you mentioned Conforto, 144 average, Muncy, a 176 average, but it's, while they're dragging the team average down, it's guys like Freddie Freeman who's got a 341 average.
He's been unbelievable, yeah.
You know? So, and Will Smith is hitting over 300. So,
and here's the thing. They also have been dealing with all the pitching stuff that we've discussed as well. So,
oh, dude, I mean, like, it's the other day. They're playing Atlanta, right? And
but that's what they've built the team for, Captain.
Right.
They've built the team to withstand all these issues.
Well, that's exactly right. Because, like, even like
Andrew Friedman, that's an executive of the year.
Yeah, I mean, Rob Pelinka, not an executive of the year. Andrew Friedman, last year, certainly an executive of the year caliber guy.
Rob Pelinka W.
But, you look at like a guy like Dustin May this past weekend in a game that the Dodgers lost to the Braves where he served up 2 home runs to the same guy. Yeah, okay, you're going to drop one here and there. But the pitching staff has had more problems again this year.
Yeah.
But they prepared themselves for it by going like 7, 8, 9 deep in terms of starting pitching. So, again, Conforto, not good. Muncy, not good at all.
And yet they still have the best record in baseball, don't they?
Which is amazing. And by the way, you know who's playing tonight, playing center field, is James Outman. We haven't heard that name since like this time last year.
He's back, yeah.
So it just blows my mind how these guys continue to grind out wins when important players don't perform or get hurt and are just not even available. Both pitchers.
Imagine how far back everybody would be if they actually had a real team that they could field.
If they weren't dealing with all of the things that they're dealing with. Right. How many more games might they be ahead of everybody? Because, the
NL little Padres are only a half game back.
And the gutty little Padres had probably their best win of the year yesterday. Think about this. They're down 3-0 in the 8th inning in a game that had been delayed like 3 times due to rain in New York against the Yankees. Their best player, Tatis, gets tossed. Their manager gets tossed, and they have a 2-out rally, and they go from down 3-0 to up 4-3, and they wind up winning that game. So the gutty little Padres, they're doing everything they can to keep pace. Yep.
It's called Tatis.
Tatis. Doing everything they can to keep pace.
That might be one of my, low-key, one of my favorite Pepe drops.
It's called Tatis.
Why not high key?
And focus.
Yeah. Focus.
Why not high key, though?
Oh, Mahomes is the best. Mahomes. Oh, Mahomes.
I like that one, too, though. I do like that.
You know,
Pepe is like a drop machine.
No.
I feel like with the Lakers season coming to an end, like it happened too fast for me. And I wonder, will we see Michael in studio on Tuesdays or Wednesdays or whatever day it is? Will we see Pepe? Because, I mean, we know about his parking problems.
Yeah, he'll probably drop by once in a while.
Right, but I'm going to admit, this was like one of my favorite seasons ever. You know, just in terms of being at so many games and having, doing all the crazy stuff we were doing with content. And now the Lakers just screwed it all up, and they've just left me now. It just fell right off a cliff.
It's weird, right? Like, there's no way we thought this was going to be a first-round thing. Maybe second, okay, like whatever, depending on who like if they played Denver in the second round or whoever they were going to play, right? Like we were like, okay, maybe that would be an issue. The Golden State Warriors or whoever they could have potentially faced, depending on how the regular season shook out. But there's no way we thought they'd be done in one round.
Because LeBron didn't
It's kind of weird, I got to be honest with you.
Yeah, LeBron made a conscious effort, a decision. He made a choice. I'm not flipping the switch. I could, but I don't do it in the first round. I wait until at least the second round.
There's appropriate moments for it,
Well, he never flipped it. And then, of course, when the series ended, he limped out of the arena because once they were knocked out, he was conveniently hurt. Silence. Absolute silence.
You're breaking my heart.
That's
absolute silence. I'm a man on an island all by myself.
Was that Lindsay?
No, that's Padma.
I know that was Padme Anigan. Was that
breaking my heart?
LeBron?
No. Yes, exactly.
LeBron,
you're breaking my heart.
He's like, I know. He goes, but the thing is that we would have won, but I didn't want to tell you guys, but I'm hurt. That's why I'm limping out of the arena tonight.
It's just now.
By the way, had they won the series, he'd be fine.
Nice shoes, too. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
By the way, check out Donovan Mitchell's shoes tonight. That's a great colorway.
I like
it's just basketball.
I'll be fine, Cappy.
Oh,
he said he would be out for at least 2 weeks.
Okay, so good thing the Lakers
lost. He didn't
lost.
even go to the Met Gala, Cappy.
I know. Good thing the Lakers
lost. Right, but
lost.
there's guys, Cappy. I mean, Jimmy Butler fell on his tuchus a couple of weeks ago or whatever it was, a week or so ago.
I remember.
And Steve Kerr told America if it was a regular season, he'd miss a week or two.
Okay.
But it's the playoffs. Guys play through it.
Right, and that's what LeBron would have had to have done. But because they lost, he's like, oh, I'm so hurt. Oh, that's why we lost. I'm limping, my knee. I'm screwed. I can't even go to the Met Gala. I'm so hurt.
Well, it doesn't help. It
so
doesn't
hurt.
help.
I can't even wear a cool
he didn't
kilt
go to
at the Met Gala.
If he would have gone to the hold on. Let's play this out the other way.
You would have lost your mind, Cap.
Actually, you know what? No. Stop. We're going to do this on the other side. No, hold the music. We're going to do this on the other side. You want to do this, Cappy? We're going to do this. And also, we got another hot, juicy NBA rumor.
Oh, really?
That's coming up.
Hot and juicy?
Yeah. Yes. And that's next. Stick around, 710 ESPN.
Hey, Mom. I showed up at the hospital and was told I couldn't see my children. Then I showed up in court and was told they may not be mine. Then I was accused of anything and everything. Sexual assault, domestic violence, substance abuse. You name it, I heard it. I was forced to go long periods of time without seeing my children. That experience of being wrongfully treated ignited something in me. I can look at a father and honestly tell him, I know how he is feeling. I've been there. At Real Fathers' Rights, we care about your family, your livelihood, and your future.
Injured? Unsure of who to trust? Call Jacob. He's recovered hundreds of thousands of dollars where other attorneys might settle immediately for pennies. Get a partner who's committed to turning your setback into a comeback. Call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. Or remember, call Jacob.com. Jacob is the real deal.
Call Jacob.
Hey, it's Cap. Is it time to downsize? Selling your home doesn't have to be a hassle. Not with Seller's Advantage. You can skip the agents, commissions, and costly repairs. By the time you pay for repairs and agent fees, you could have already sold your home for a fair, competitive price without the worry of the deal falling through. Here's what Chris Chavez, a real Seller's Advantage customer, had to say, and I quote, "Seller's Advantage was definitely the best company I've worked with. They offered me more than I expected, and the whole process was great. They were helpful, always answered the phone, and willing to help. I can't say enough about the experience. Much better than going through a realtor," end quote. Thank you, Chris. Get your free, no-obligation cash offer today. Call Seller's Advantage at 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-397-2747, or visit sellersadvantage.com.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station. This is the city, Los Angeles, California. It's 5 p.m. in the Southland. Turn it up, man. Time to blow that 5 o'clock whistle with Sedano and Cappy.
That's right, it's the 5 o'clock hour on Sedano and Cap. And it's time for 30 minutes non-stop.
Sedano and Cap on 710 ESPN.
With fun and frivolity, tomfoolery and hijinks, and Cappy doing his thing, thanks to our friends at Real Father's Rights. Real Father's Rights, the father's rights attorney.
Visit rfr710.com or call 833-ESPN-710.
Let's do it, 5 o'clock in the Southland.
30 minutes of non-stop Sedano and Cap starts now.
You ready for this? And time for the Real Father's Rights 5 o'clock hour on 710 ESPN. Let's do it, Jack!
Show's gone fast.
Really fast today. Real fast. Linz, how you doing? It's 50-39. I got 4 minutes and change to go here in the first half.
I'm feeling good. Well, mainly because the Cavs have already forced 12 turnovers so far in this game, and like the most they ever have in an entire game was 23. So it tells me that they're all on the same page here.
They're shooting the ball really well.
Yes. Well, that last week was literally the last game was the worst shooting they've had the entire season.
Let me check my prize picks here. I got Donovan Mitchell tonight for more than 24.5 points on a Taco Tuesday. I got Tyrese Halliburton for more than 33.5 points, rebounds, and assists.
Oh, yeah, maybe he'll get that.
George, I took Anthony Edwards tonight for less than 40 points, rebounds, and assists. What do you think about that play? Like it? Don't like it? Marinate on it? Think about it a little bit? Yeah.
See, I don't know about you guys, but I was telling Bergman when we were back there making our picks for Underdog, I don't like playing less because then I feel like once they hit it, you're like, oh, boo, it's over. Whereas if you want to pick more, then you're like, oh, he could still get it. He could still get it.
Yeah, but that's what they're doing. They're trying to get you to play more all the time.
Right. And I do because I'm a positive thinker and because I want to root for more. So, I'm thinking to myself, Steph Curry, and I've got Steph for more than 37.5 points, rebounds, and assists. But I looked at Anthony Edwards in the series against the Lakers, and I thought, you know what? They were still able to win when he goes out and has a dud and scores like 13 points. So if you want to win at these kinds of daily fantasy games like Prize Picks, you got to find a less somewhere.
Okay.
And so I chose Anthony Edwards less tonight.
Well, Max Strus understood the assignment, so good on him.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Cappy, let's do this.
What are we going to do?
You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
You were ripping LeBron, okay, about being hurt. That's what you said. Using what you said. You gave it air quotes, basically.
Right.
And which is laughable because why would anybody? Nobody's reporting that if it's not true. Let's start with that. Second of all, you then made fun of him for not showing up to the Met Gala.
No, I didn't make fun of him. I don't really care if he goes to the Met Gala.
But you said because he's hurt or whatever, like he's really hurt or whatever it is you said.
Maybe he doesn't want to go to the Met Gala.
If he would have shown up to the Met Gala after everyone saw that he was hurt, you would have ripped him to shreds. You would have done the easy, low-hanging fruit sports radio thing and had DeAndre play the Guns N' Roses music, because you would have gone on a rant and a tirade about if he's really hurt, what is he doing going to the Met Gala? You see how many stairs there are at that Met Gala and how many steps he's got to walk? Why would he do that? See, you would have absolutely taken the low-hanging fruit there.
Maybe. But here's what I'll say. I think LeBron is a drama queen, or maybe I should call it a drama king. Because, of course, Savannah's the queen, right? And she got to take care of the kingdom while she's at the Met Gala, right? So I guess what I'm saying is that had they won the series, my expectation, knowing his flair for drama, is that had they won the series, he'd be playing right now.
Yeah,
Now,
why are you such a hater of LeBron?
I'm not a hater.
You a hater?
I don't know if I call myself a hater.
You are so quick to jump on him. Anything he does wrong, you're so quick to jump on him.
I'm a love-hate when it comes to LeBron. Love-hate.
If the hater hat fits, wear it.
Yeah. But I guess, listen.
It's just like Brody, too. You used to be a hater on Brody.
Yeah, but you see,
all
now
of a sudden you're a fan.
Now I love Brody. Right. I love Brody. Right? So I reserve the right to hate and love. Okay?
Don't hate, appreciate. Just like you
I
always
am.
say.
Well, I know, and I also say don't hate, celebrate. So I am celebrating LeBron's flair for drama. Listen, hey, we lost 4-1. We lost at home. Oh my God, this young kid was just beating the hell out of me during this whole thing. You know what? I want everybody to know that the reason we lost is because I'm limping right now because I'm hurt really bad. I got a meniscus issue going on right now. In fact, I'm so hurt I can't even go to the Met Gala.
Did he sound like this when he was hurt? Because that guy's been making a lot of noise lately.
He has been making a lot of noise. That's exactly right. You got that right, girl.
Right, George?
Yeah. They are making a lot of noise in the first half, but let's not get carried away.
I was talking about Brock Purdy, the original, the originator
Purdy.
of that drop.
Come on, George, catch up, man.
There's noise about him. I mean, $50 million worth of noise.
Mm-hmm.
You sound like you're trying to get something out of the toilet.
That's exactly what he was doing.
I was hurting that day.
If they pay him $50 million, they might as well just they got to rebuild the team through the draft at that point. Because
what are they going to do if they don't pay him $50 million?
Find a new quarterback.
The quarterback.
Yeah.
But what are they going to do this season?
Well, he's under contract, I believe, right?
Yeah, he is. There is truth, though, to what you're saying, which is there is some steam being built here around Brock Purdy. And when you say don't pay him $50 million, tell me why you think they should not, the 49ers.
Because if they pay him $50 million, that means they expect him to be able to win games for them. And I don't believe that he's capable of doing that on a regular basis with their roster that they have as currently constructed.
So here's the thing about Brock Purdy. Look, I actually thought your answer was going to be different. I thought your answer was going to be that if they put $50 million into him, then they're now putting the big money into the quarterback position and they won't have money to move around elsewhere.
Well, right. That's basically what I said.
No, what you said was that he can't win games on his own.
They're going to rely on him to win games because he's incapable of doing that at a high level, in my opinion, or at the level they've done based on their current roster construction.
But they just signed George Kittle, who, by the way, is a great player, but he's also now in his 30s. So they paid Kittle a lot of money. They spent a lot of money last year on Brandon Ayuk. They spent a lot of money on other guys.
Right, but he doesn't want to be there either, though.
Who, Ayuk?
Yeah.
Well, trade him. Move him around. Move him out. Get rid of the guy.
That's my point.
Didn't they give him an extension?
They did, but they gave him an extension after hemming and hawing and not wanting to be there. I don't get the sense that he's going to be there, that he's long for that team, even with the extension.
But doesn't it help that they got rid of Deebo Samuel in order to find more targets for Ayuk? And they also
but then they like the other kid, Samuels, who's very good.
And they got Jennings, I believe.
And Jennings,
yeah.
Right?
But Ayuk, you're saying he doesn't want to be there. Are you saying
That's
that
what I meant, Jennings, not Samuels. You already said Deebo, yeah.
But are you saying Ayuk doesn't want to be there because he doesn't want to play with Purdy?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying Brandon Ayuk wanted to get paid. He got
Right.
paid. I don't think that their
And then got
current
hurt.
model of paying these older players is going to be sustainable for them. So I don't think any of them are going to be on the roster for much longer, in my opinion. Like maybe another year or two, but at that point, why don't you just rebuild now?
Well, here's the thing about
Like, do you think the Niners' window is still open to win a championship?
I feel like the Niners 2 years ago were right there. I remember a guy who I kind of respect his opinion. He would say on the radio, I used to hear him on the radio say all the time, they've got the best roster in the entire NFL, and it's not even close. I'm trying to remember who that was.
At what
Who was
point
that?
they did.
Who was that guy?
I don't know.
I don't remember who that was. But here's the thing. When you talk about paying Brock Purdy, this is my opinion on why so many people have the opinion that the Niners should not pay him, right? So it's my opinion about everybody else's opinion about why they shouldn't pay Purdy. You ready for this?
Okay, say that again.
All right, work with me here, Georgie. Work with me.
He's like, say it one more time.
I just want you to work with me here.
No, but
What?
Go ahead.
this is-
Say
this is-
exactly how you said it again. Because
This is my opinion
Uh-huh.
of why so many other people have the opinion that the Niners should not pay Brock Purdy.
So it's your opinion about why so many people believe the Niners shouldn't pay Brock Purdy.
Right.
So are you going to tell us why they should pay Brock Purdy?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, because that would have been way easier.
Well, here's the thing. I think most people look at Brock Purdy, and here's what they say. How can you pay him $50 million a year when he was the last player taken in the draft?
No, that has nothing to do with it.
Oh, no, I think there's a big perception out there. And by the way, I'm just talking about media people. I'm not talking about, like insiders in the NFL, and I'm not even talking about John Lynch and the 49ers. I'm just talking about how many people opine about this sort of thing, and they just don't believe in Brock Purdy. And I just think that let me put it this way, if Brock Purdy
So do you believe in Brock Purdy?
I do. I'm not saying to you that he's going to the Hall of Fame, but I am saying to you that if Brock Purdy, let me pose it to you this way, if he were a first-round draft choice the year he was drafted, and you looked at his numbers and you looked at his success, and he was ready for a new contract, wouldn't it be reasonable to think that he was going to get real starting quarterback money? I mean, just
Yes,
based on
but
what the market is.
I understand. But I would also look at Brock Purdy and say to myself, he's probably a middle-of-the-pack quarterback. Do I want to pay him top 5 to 10 money? I wouldn't.
Okay, so let me throw some names at you. You ready? What do you think about Brock Purdy versus Trevor Lawrence?
Ooh, that's kind of close, I feel like.
I actually don't feel like Trevor Lawrence is much better. If he may be worse than Brock Purdy.
Okay, so Trevor Lawrence, this is the way the market gets set, right? Trevor Lawrence is making $55 million.
Right.
Okay. Let me ask you about...
But I also think Trevor Lawrence, here's the thing. What you end up having to do is, the exercise you need to do is, if I put Trevor Lawrence in place of Brock Purdy the last 3 years, are the Niners any worse? And I would say, I don't think so.
Okay.
I
So,
think maybe
great point.
marginally better or marginally worse.
All right, but great point by you. So here it goes. You ready? You take Trevor Lawrence, you put him into San Francisco's offense.
Because he's got nobody to play with in Jacksonville.
Right, no, that's
right?
fair. But here's the thing.
No disrespect to our friend Mr. Khan, Tony
Okay.
Khan. But
Okay. Or Tony Baselli, who's now running that franchise for Mr. Khan. If you took Trevor Lawrence and you put him on the 49ers and you inserted him into what Brock Purdy's done for, let's say, the last 3 years, and Trevor Lawrence would do a contract and he was one of the top quarterbacks taken in his draft class that year, and we were talking about a $50 million contract for the 49ers to give that to Trevor Lawrence, I think many of us would be like, yeah, that seems reasonable. He's the starting quarterback.
Oh, but
He's
I
been
think
to a
that Trevor
Super Bowl.
Lawrence got a lot of heat for getting paid $55 million for having one playoff win.
Well,
on a bad Jacksonville team.
Yeah, but
and
I
there
guess,
were a lot of people that definitely did not agree with that number for him. So if he was at the Niners, though, and had all this success because the team was good, like basically what I'm telling you is Brock Purdy, in my opinion, at least to this point, and maybe I end up being wrong because I think that when I first watched him, he actually reminded me a little of Brady in the sense that he was very much a caretaker, right? Like he was a game manager. And I know that gets a negative connotation. My question is, does he have enough to do what Brady did which is graduate from game manager, basically. I look at him and I don't believe, and maybe I'm wrong again, but I don't believe that he even has the physical traits that Tom Brady has. Tom Brady is 6'4", 225 pounds, okay? Brock Purdy is 6'1". I just think those measurable things, when we're talking about the margins, to me at that position, that matters. I hope I'm wrong, because I do like his story, and I think he could be, more than serviceable. But more than serviceable means, not top 5 money. You know what I mean, in my opinion. I think if Brock Purdy took $40 million instead of $50, man, the Niners would be in much better shape, because they can get him players that he can play with that will make him look good. Because last year they were 6-9 with Brock Purdy as the starter.
Okay. Well, all I can say is this. Look, I don't really care whether the kid gets his money or he doesn't get his money. I just have one opinion about this whole thing, which is when you're the last player drafted in your draft class, when you are Mr. Irrelevant, it takes a long time for people to believe that you can be good. All I know is this, is that he's been a 3-year starter. He beat out, and by the way, there were some other circumstances, but remember, the Niners had drafted Trey Lance, who was a first-round pick.
Right, but Trey Lance wasn't good.
Well, he wasn't good, but that was their mistake,
Correct.
And what they did right, it's kind of like Austin Reeves. How did so many teams in the NBA miss on Austin Reeves?
Well, that is a little bit of a misnomer, too. Teams wanted to take him in the second round, and his agent said, no, we have a commitment we want to fulfill.
I understand about that, but look, it's also, how did everybody miss on the first round? I mean, he's now proven that he was a real talent.
But that happens everywhere.
Okay. I don't think he had that much buzz coming into that draft that year. As far as compared to the guys you mentioned, he played at Oklahoma, but he had a good season, but not enough to where you'd be like, oh, how we cannot pass up on this guy.
Correct.
Yeah, and so Brock Purdy.
Draymond Green was a second-round pick, too.
Yeah, but
and he played at a powerhouse like college. They won games when he was there.
I understand. Listen, Michigan State's a big-time program, right? I mean, people see them play on TV. People know that they're a winning organization. They've got a great coach. They've got a history. So it is kind of hard to believe that sometimes a player who becomes as good as Draymond has become can fall. But I'm just saying this, that Brock Purdy is a guy that when you're the last pick of the draft, it takes a long time for people, for whatever reason, to get over that notion that he shouldn't get paid starting quarterback money because of where he was drafted.
Right,
and I'm just here to say.
But I would think. Okay, go ahead. And you're here to
I'm just here to say that for 3 years, he's been the starter of the Niners. He has been to the Super Bowl as their starting quarterback
with a loaded roster.
Okay, but a lot of people also believe
when he was making enough money to afford a Honda Accord that Les Snead used to drive in Alabama when he was a kid.
Well, again, he is the starting quarterback of the 49ers. He has led them to a Super Bowl. You can say that it was a loaded roster, and I would agree with that. I'm not here to deny that. But a lot of people also believe that Kyle Shanahan is such a great coach that he can win with anybody. He's good. He's a good coach, real good coach.
I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo went to a Super Bowl with him, too.
Yeah, and Jimmy Garoppolo cannot hit a deep ball. And who knows? Everything could have been different for Jimmy. Could have been different for the Niners. Could have been different for Brock Purdy. But Brock Purdy was in the right place at the right time, got his opportunity, seized it. Last year, your point is made. When they had a loaded roster, they went to the Super Bowl. When their roster fell apart and they had all these injuries like they did last year, not to mention
they were 6-9.
And there was a lot of infighting. Debo became a complete diva, pain in the ass. Ayuk waited forever to get his money, finally got paid, then he got hurt. They were dealing with problems, in particular at the left tackle position, who might be the MVP of their team. So, you now do the same exercise. If you would have put Trevor Lawrence into the Niners last year, how much better would they have been? Probably not much, if at all. So I guess for me, I just look at it.
Here's the thing: Brock Purdy is better than Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm not trying to put them in the same category, but what I'm saying is that is how good Kyle Shanahan is.
I just think that you've come this far with this kid. You've developed him. You've been to a Super Bowl with him. He's exactly what you want, personality-wise.
You used the Austin Reeves analogy, okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The Lakers didn't pay Austin Reeves. They gave him the max they can give him, okay? But the NBA has guardrails in place for people who were drafted later, where you don't have to go from 0 to 1,000, to 100 right away. Like he had to make whatever it was, $12.5 million the first time around. In the NFL, Brock Purdy can go from $700,000 to $50 million, and I don't know, man. Like that happened with Dak Prescott, and Dak Prescott is now a hindrance.
Oh, Dak Prescott is the highest paid quarterback in the NFL at $60 million, and I would argue that none of us would say that's a good deal. On the other hand, Joe Burrow is the second highest paid quarterback, and so is Josh Allen. They both make $55 million a year, and we would all probably go, yeah, that kind of tracks. That's pretty good.
Who's a better quarterback, Brock Purdy or Baker Mayfield?
Even I have to say Baker, don't you think?
Yeah. You know what Baker makes?
How much?
$33 million.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the lowest paid starters in the NFL.
But it's also about timing because, look at when Patrick
Agreed,
Mahomes
but
got...
the timing is that he's coming off a 6-9 season when he had to carry the team and he couldn't.
Well, I mean, who could have?
Oh, Mahomes is the best. Mahomes, oh, Mahomes.
He could. Saying.
I mean, would Joe Burrow have carried the Niners to the Super Bowl last year with all the stuff that was going on?
I don't know. Behind that,
Joe Burrow's better than Brock Purdy.
And you put him behind that O-line? You put him behind that Niners O-line? I think he'd do something.
What about when they had an injury to Trent Williams over at the left tackle position? Then what happens? I mean, that's the star of their
Joe
line.
Burrow has played with way worse offensive lines than even whatever the Niners were doling out last year.
Look, I'm not here to tell you Brock Purdy's better. I don't even know how we got onto this conversation. It all started with LeBron walking out of the arena hurt, and everybody, 3-1 as usual, defending LeBron versus the one guy who gets called a hater.
Well, no,
don't hate, celebrate.
I was just talking about this, which got us into the conversation about Brock Purdy and his deal because we plan to talk about that anyway. In addition to Matthew Stafford's deal.
In the end, George, here's the end-all, be-all for me. I'm kind of with you.
I just wouldn't pay him $50.
Right.
If you can find a way to pay him less, you got to.
Yeah, because listen, Deshaun Watson's making 46. Kirk Cousins is making 45. Geno Smith is going to make.
Those were all mistakes.
Yeah, I would look at if you look at Geno Smith, 37.5. Derek Carr, 37.5. Sam.
There you go. I do that.
Right. Sam Darnold, $33 million with Seattle.
Yeah.
If I were San Francisco, I go, hey, Brock, listen. You were the last pick of the draft. We cultivated you to become a starter when most people would think you'll be playing in the UFL, okay? And that's if you're even lucky. Well, I mean, my point is that as a 7th-round draft choice, you rarely make it,
Go ahead, finish your point.
And so here's the thing. Hey, Brock, do you enjoy playing for the 49ers? Yes, I do. Do you want to remain a starter? Yes, I do. Do you think that there's a lot of people out there that want to sign you in free agency for $50+ million to be their starter? No, I don't. Well, then guess what? Here's where your numbers fall. You're in that $35 to $45 million range. Let's come up with a number that makes both parties happy. Because let's face it, you've been making under $1 million the first 3 seasons of your career. Going from $900,000 to $33 million, dude, you just hit the lottery, bro. Sign the contract. Shut up and play. How about that?
So you agree with me?
Well, I agree that $50 million is a lot.
Oh, my goodness.
But you missed my point. My point was my opinion is about your opinion and other people's opinion that the reason he's not worth like real higher-end starting quarterback money is based on his draft status.
Or that he went 6-9 last year, too.
Well,
as the starter.
Let's take a look around here. Trevor Lawrence, like I said, $55 million. I don't remember what the Jaguars record was, but not good.
Forget about Trevor Lawrence. We're talking about one guy who happens to be up right now. Lindsay was right. A lot of it is timing. And the timing is he's coming off a 6-9 season. I'm not saying that your 7th-round pick stuff doesn't play in the equation. I'm just saying it's not. If I were doing the deal, if I were the Niners, if I were what's your boy's name who played for the Bucks, John Lynch?
Yeah.
If I were him, I'd be like, yo, bro, you were 6-9 last year.
Yeah.
We love you, but you were 6-9 when we needed you to be the man.
Yeah. Hey, you're right. You're right, John. I should have led us to a 17-0 record given Debo and Brandon and what happened with our left tackle.
But if we're going to pay you $50 million, then we expect you – we're not going to have any of those guys.
Mm-hmm. Well, and
so
that
means
the
you're
going to
have to carry the load.
Okay,
that means you're going to have to make the guys better. You're going to have to do what Matthew Stafford does in our division and makes guys around him better.
Well, you see, there's another great example of something to use against him. Hey, Matthew Stafford, Super Bowl champion quarterback, a guy who's got Hall of Fame credentials. He's making $44 million. Why should you make more than him?
Correct.
So I mean, in the end, I think there's a negotiation to be had, and I think he's not going to sniff $50 million. And if he does, I'll be shocked.
How much is sniffing $50 million?
I'd say
what
he'll
will be in the sniffing range. That's a great question.
I would say he'll come in under $45 million. You smell that?
So
under 45.
So if he gets 45.0000001,
yeah, they overpaid him.
He's sniffing.
Yeah, they overpaid him.
Then he's sniffing 50.
Yeah, he's sniffing too much.
Then they overpaid him. But if he gets paid $44,999,999,999,
then
they
you're
got
not
a good deal.
sniffing.
Yeah,
They got a good deal. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Does he when you sniff him, does he smell
have
like
a position.
skunk, Cappy?
When he
We have a
sniffs what,
position.
Linz?
Say when you sniff him, does he smell like skunks? Like my
Oh
dog
gosh,
does?
no! I feel so bad, Lindsay. So have you guys all heard that Lindsay's dog took one to the face?
Well, yes. So there's a second skunking
Right.
over
So
in my household.
So what's the first dog's name? What's
Pumpernickel.
that? Pumpernickel. Okay. By the way, what's the nickname for Pumpernickel?
Pumper.
What are
they call him Pumper.
Pumper?
Yeah.
Really?
Pumper.
Does he walk around? Does he walk around like humping
Swear to
people's
God.
legs?
I swear to God, that's what they call him. And
But does he do that?
No, he's pretty chill.
Because
He's very
dogs who
chill.
hump people's legs are disgusting.
No. He's very chill.
No, seriously, it's gross, man. If your dog humps people's legs, do whatever you have
teach him
to
not
do.
to do that.
Right? No, you can't teach
You know
that.
what you
got
do when you see the dog humping people's legs?
What do you do?
Your reaction's got to be, dog.
Dog? What? Come on, dog. Really? Right. Like I got this one buddy of mine. He got one of those like hypoallergenic, snickery doodly
Like
thingies.
golden doodle thing? Yeah, the doodle. One of the doodles.
One of those. And they, by the way, they think this dog is so cute. And the dog's got this hair that sits off to the side of his face, and it's all gross and wet. And I'm like, get that freaking dog away from me. I walk in the house. The dog comes up to me and just look. Apparently, the dog is highly attracted to me because as soon as I show up in the house, this dog runs up to me, jumps on me, and starts humping me. Get this freaking thing off of me. So I think what
Pumper
you're supposed to
is
do.
not a humper, for what it's worth.
Pumper, not a humper.
Not.
But he
There
took
you
one.
go.
But the skunk got him in the mouth, right?
Yes, and then so after further inspection last night, the night before that, I thought that Pumper got sprayed again, and Chewy just rubbed off on him. But then when I gave Chewy a third bath last night when I got home, I smelled it on his face, and it made me think, oh yeah, he was like digging his face into like the bed and stuff like that, and it was because for whatever reason, when they initially get sprayed, like you smell it, but it also smells a little different. It's like after it settles, it smells so much worse.
Oh yeah, man!
It's
In
so
the
gross.
face, in the face,
In the face.
Wow. So
Freddie Freeman home run, by the way.
Oh really?
In the face!
Well, I'm happy for Freddie, but I really need Shohei Ohtani to hit a home run tonight.
He just did.
Ohtani did?
Yeah.
Ohtani.
He hit it into the upper deck.
Ohtani hit a home run just now?
Yes.
I missed it. I missed it.
Yeah.
Oh my
2
God, I
minutes
missed
ago.
it. Oh, dude, that's
Oh, my
unbelievable. That is unbelievable. Back to my prize picks. I immediately must go back to my prize picks. Okay. So, I got the Ohtani home run, which was a demon play.
Ooh.
So that's a big deal. I got to have Donovan Mitchell. I need Tyrese Halliburton. And
you might be left behind on that one.
on the Tyrese one?
Rose not having such a good game, yeah.
Yeah, but it's only halftime, right?
Yeah, but
But it's points, rebounds, and assists.
Oh,
It's
okay.
looking real tough right now.
Yeah, it doesn't look so great for me.
And not like
but-
the good tough, like TUFF. Bad
Right.
tough.
Boy, Ohtani with the home run. I just play Ohtani on home runs every night. Because he's going to hit one every
Shohei Ohtani.
Right, you tell him. Shohei Ohtani.
Tush push.
That too. I'm sorry to hear about Pumper, the non-humper. And I'm also sorry to hear about Chewy, who got the gooey in the face from the skunky.
I'm actually surprised that Chewy didn't get sprayed sooner because he's like a provoker, a provocateur, provoker, whatever
Oh,
the
really?
word is. Yeah.
Really? You got to do something about that skunk, girl.
Listen, I don't know what to do. Mark Cates sent me this video of an entire family of skunks that he had in his backyard, and
Yeah.
there was like 6 baby skunks. It's so disturbing.
Yeah, I told you what to do. I told you, get out there and leave.
Coyote.
Yeah, coyote pee. And if coyote pee is
No,
not
it didn't
something,
work. Coyote pee.
Lindsay, do you want me to come over to your house and
Sure,
pee all over the
Cappy,
place?
Go for it.
No, don't do that.
I will pee all over the backyard. I don't care, man.
Don't
you tell
do
me where
that.
that
I'm
skunk
sure that's
is.
an HR violation. I would even stop talking about it.
Really? Why? I
Yes.
told you guys when I had
it for you, Cap.
when I had a
You
skunk.
doing it at your house is different.
Oh, it is. I'm just trying to help.
I just dumped it for you, Cappy.
Oh, thanks. I'm just trying to help. That's all. I'm a helper.
By the
And
way,
I feel bad for Chewy.
Bergie just texted me and DeAndre and said Struce was the right choice on our underdog picks. Thanks, Greg. Thanks.
Struce got loose.
Yeah, Struce is getting loose.
Dodgers up 3-2 over the Marlins, bottom of the 6th.
All right, Cappy. We'll
Yo.
save this hot, juicy NBA rumor for tomorrow. How about that?
Oh, really? Oh, man.
Well, we spent the last 29 minutes talking about Brock Purdy.
At least like 5 more minutes. I want to hear this.
Nah, let's save it for tomorrow.
You're going to save the hot juicy for tomorrow?
By then,
Snitches
more
get
people may
stitches.
know. And then, there's a good hint right there.
Snitches get stitches?
Yeah.
It's not a failure, Eric.
Yeah, that's a tease. We're going to
Oh,
forward
really?
tease. Lateral
Really?
tease, whatever Chris calls it.
Horizontal.
Horizontal, lateral, whatever. Triangular tease. I'm a leaving. Leave me alone.
Cappy, in the interim, why don't
Yeah.
you tell us about your friends at Bicycle Casino?
Oh, I'm so psyched about this. And by the way, I'm going to tell everybody to do me a favor. Mark your calendar because we have got a plan for Friday, June 6th, a live broadcast from the bike. So put that on your calendars right now for everybody that asks me when's the next time you guys are going to be out and about. Right now at the all-new Park West Bicycle Casino, the progressive jackpot is over $3 million. And when it hits, it will go down as the biggest jackpot ever won at any California card room. Now, you know the bike, right? It's only minutes from downtown L.A. It is back and better than ever. I have met with the new owners. They've created all these incredible renovations, all the upgraded amenities that you need and you want. It is a new way to experience L.A.'s premier card room. And I have been told by plenty of people that they have moved from lots of other card rooms, and they've all come over to the bike. And you can play all your favorite games, poker, blackjack, ultimate Texas Hold'em, Crazy 4 poker, I don't even know what that is, 3-card poker, even Baccarat, all eligible for the progressive. This isn't just big, man. I'm telling you right now, this is like record-breaking. And for all the ESPN LA listeners, when you go and you're a new player and you sign up for the player reward program, you're going to get $30 in match play. So that's like an easy, quick $30. All you have to do is walk into the bike and say, Cappy sent me to get my $30 match play, and bang, you got that $30. Park West Bicycle Casino, where the stakes are high and the rewards are massive. Come see what everybody's talking about at the bike.
Looking for all
I
things
showed up
black
at the hospital and was told I couldn't see my children. Then I showed up in court and was told they may not be mine. Then I was accused of anything and everything. Sexual assault, domestic violence, substance abuse. You name it, I heard it. I was forced to go long periods of time without seeing my children. That experience of being wrongfully treated ignited something in me. I can look at a father and honestly tell him, I know how he is feeling. I've been there. At Real Fathers' Rights, we care about your family, your livelihood, and your future.
I'm Doug.
And I'm Damon.
And we want to buy your house.
Let Seller's Advantage show you how we can give you more.
No fees, no commissions, and no repairs. Just a fair cash offer that can close in just a few days.
Check out our Google reviews.
And call Seller's Advantage today or visit sellersadvantage.com.
Western region for the 3rd year in a row. Come and check out the incredible selection of new and pre-owned vehicles today at our showroom, 8767 Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills, and at CadillacBeverlyHills.com.
Hey, it's Mace. Mother's Day almost here. I've been thinking about my mom. She is the best. My mom has built a life with not stepdad Leo. She's working at the middle school in Palm Desert. She is active. She is happy. She is forever young. And this year, I'm sending happy flowers for a happy Mother's Day from the Bouqs Company. That's short for bouquets. I got you 25% off your order. Bouqs aren't just any flowers. Their flowers are cut fresh from the best farms, so they're bigger, brighter, and last way longer. Some even grow on the side of a volcano. You can even wow mom with a Bouqs Flowers subscription. She'll get fresh blooms on repeat. It's easy. I pick my bouquet and delivery date, and I'm already done. And with 25% off, why stop with mom? Grab some for your wife, your aunt, your grandma, too. Look, guys, you can't forget Mother's Day is May 11th. Order your Bouqs now. Go to Bouqs.com. Use promo code ESPN for 25% off. That's BOUQS.com. Promo code ESPN. Bouqs. Promo code ESPN.
Hey, it's Cap. Inheriting a home can be overwhelming, but Seller's Advantage makes it easy. One customer shared, quote, inheriting a home felt like too much work. Seller's Advantage gave us a reasonable offer, handled everything, and closed in 3 weeks. I highly recommend them. Skip repairs and headaches. Call Seller's Advantage today at 888-390-AS-IS or visit sellersadvantage.com for your free cash offer.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
If you have ever thought about remodeling your bathroom but were worried it would take too long or cost too much, then stop worrying. Right now, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has designed a collection of high-quality custom products and perfected the one-day remodeling experience so you can enjoy your new bathroom faster than ever before. It's a worry-free bath remodel from the most trusted brand name in the business, Jacuzzi. A jacuzzi bath system fits in your existing tub space. It's a no-mess installation with an amazing style selection, factory-certified installers, and a limited lifetime warranty. Call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599 right now and get 50% off installation with no interest and no payments for 12 months. Replace that old bathtub today with a walk-in shower for a safer bathing experience. If you have lived in your home for over 15 years, it's time to remodel your bathroom. For a virtual or in-home appointment, call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599. 800-717-4599.
And it is Sedano and Cap here Tuesday afternoon. On this day in 1989, the Magnum XL 200. Oh, I thought that was something else. Apparently, it's a roller coaster.
Oh.
Opened at Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio. It was the tallest and fastest to date. DeAndre is the tallest and fastest we got around here.
Oh.
And on this day in 2017, the number one hit, Kendrick Lamar. Humble. Sedano and Cap continues your Tuesday afternoon right now.
Yeah. 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 You know, anybody watching the YouTube, George, sees the moves, okay? They see these moves. Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, Donovan Mitchell's going off.
He's
right
so good.
Look at him go.
He's like so hype right now. You see him like fall on the ground and he's still like dancing like, oh, I just made the shot. I love him.
I'm a big Donovan Mitchell guy.
Yeah, and I can't wait until you see him in the NBA Finals and you're wearing his shoes when you interview him.
Is that going to happen?
Maybe.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, crazier things have happened, like George said.
Crazier things have happened.
You don't think you're going to be wearing his shoes, huh?
I mean, I could be wearing his shoes.
But
I just don't know if he's going to be in the NBA Finals.
Is there any way that you'll, this round, because I know that you have the games for next week.
No, I've got, well, unless, maybe if
it's
so
like
this
7?
weekend I'm in Denver. Yeah, so I've got both Denver games. Denver OKC games 3 and 4. I guess if these series all go to like 6s and 7s, then I have a shot of maybe going to Cleveland.
if you're going to go do that Denver-Oklahoma City series, you're going to see my favorite coach in the NBA right now, Jokic. He's awesome. What a coach, man. Did you see him last night in the huddle? Man, he was telling everybody what to do. You know, Adelman was over there going, whatever you say, man. I mean, hey, I'm just here to babysit. Whatever you say, bro, go ahead. I mean, it was kind of like the way LeBron used to coach when Darvin was the coach, remember? Or at least he had the title.
Now, are you going to rip – so are you ripping Jokic like you used to rip LeBron?
No, I think it's great. I applauded LeBron for being the coach, and I applaud Jokic for being the coach. I even said that LeBron should be the player coach. Don't you remember that?
Cappy, I don't know if we ever really could take you serious with some of this stuff.
What are you talking about?
I feel like sometimes you're trying to pull our legs.
Put that foot up. I'll pull it.
I love Jokic, like, after he won the when they won the title and they're asking him about, like, oh, how great do you feel? And he was just like, I just want to go watch my horses.
No, right. He's like, when's the parade? They're like, Thursday. He's like, Thursday, I need to go home.
Yeah, I kind of understand the emotion. You know, I want to go see my horse too. You know, hey, George, big race coming up on June 7th at Saratoga as we take Raging Torrent, who won that $1 million race in Dubai, and we take him to the Belmont, because the Belmont is actually now this year.
I saw Sovereignty's not running at the Belmont.
Sovereignty, no, he's not running. I think they said at the Preakness.
Oh, is the Preakness?
Yeah, and then the third leg, the Belmont, is at Saratoga in New York. And on Saturday, June 7th, we're running a $1 million race again.
Well, good for you, Cappy.
Yeah, but I won't be there
with the $2,000 cut after all the stuff you pay.
Yeah, I know. But I won't be there because on Friday the 6th, I'll be at the bike. So,
right. Okay.
See that? It's called commitment, George.
I love it. So tomorrow, horizontal tease, big, juicy NBA rumor.
Okay.
It's not a failure, Eric.
It's a good tease right there.
Yeah, it was.
Are we playing big deal or no deal? Or no?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Go.
Oh, I just made the shot.
See, I told you she was going to be locked in. And by the way, if the Cavs were getting beat like she anticipated,
I would be upset.
She'd be a miserable mess. But turns out she's pretty happy right now. Go
How do we feel
Cavs.
about Taco Bell having chicken tenders or whatever they have?
You know,
That's
Taco
a great
Bell,
question. And also the fact that the way they're marketing it as like such a confusing thing. Like, wait, Taco Bell has chicken, but it's not a chicken place. It's a taco place.
I would love to see them put a bunch of those little chicken nacho tender thingies on some tortillas. Those look good.
I believe, you should kind of stay in your lane because that's what made you successful. But I guess the reality is if you go to Taco Bell, most people go there late at night and they just want, good grub, good fast food grub.
They
and
want
you know
stoner
what? Some
food.
chicken tenders would be nice, too.
Well, also,
So
don't
normally,
forget,
while I believe you should stay in your lane if you're these fast food places, for Taco Bell, I feel like the rules change a little bit.
what's the name of that other fast food taco place?
Del Taco?
Del Taco. I'm told, I've
they
never
got a
had
lot
it,
of stuff at Del Taco.
but I'm told that Del Taco has
Fries.
one of the all-time great fast food burgers. And I'm like, wait,
The
what?
burgers are pretty good.
Is that true?
Yeah.
DeAndre, they're bomb?
Yeah, that's pretty
Del
good.
Taco's very good all across the board, so maybe that's what Taco Bell's looking at and seeing Del Taco's more regional success at this stuff and trying it out on a national level.
There's a brand new Taco Bell in downtown L.A. that must be like their headquarters for where they because I don't understand what it's doing in downtown L.A. where it is. But, man, it is bright and it is clean and it is beautiful. And they change out the menu so frequently. I never go in, but maybe I'll give it a shot.
Anyway, sorry, go ahead. Sorry. I just happened to see the commercial, and I've seen a million chicken commercials.
Where
on
they're
Taco
debating
Bell.
on whether or not to get the chicken.
Yeah.
We should try it next time you guys are both here.
Sure.
That's a good idea. Okay. When it's not late night and we're not baked.
Yes, exactly. All right, so I actually have been waiting to ask you guys this one for a couple days. Michigan football coach Sharon Moore is self-imposing sanctions for his involvement in the entire Michigan's involvement in the whole Connor Stallions scouting scandal that they were taping games, blah blah blah. So the best part is that the Sharon Moore has decided, I'm going to self-impose myself a 2-game ban, and you know what? The NCAA can still punish him, but he decided, I'm going to ban myself for 2 games, but it'll be for week 3 and week 4 against
Wait,
Central
he gets to
Michigan
pick?
and Nebraska. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you guys that.
Who are they
because
playing?
Central Michigan and Nebraska.
Okay.
Well, but why isn't it I don't know.
Well,
because the first week they play New Mexico,
And
which
then they
is-
play
and then they
Oklahoma, which is a
That's
big
what it is.
game. So that's why he doesn't want to do those 2 games.
So
And-
what is he doing? He's doing weeks 3 and 4.
Yes, and I think
well,
that's
but
ridiculous.
Nebraska's a pretty big game. That's not like a
Yeah, but
small-
Oklahoma is probably the biggest game on their schedule all season, right?
I mean, depends. Are they playing Ohio State? Are they playing USC?
They're playing Ohio State and they're playing USC.
Okay, let's
they
say
have a
of
tough
the,
schedule.
The first
Are they
half
playing
of the
Penn
season.
State?
Let's say first half of the season. That's probably one of the bigger games is Oklahoma.
I will
agree.
tell you this: they could lose that Nebraska game.
Where's it at?
Well,
Nebraska.
if Sharon Moore isn't coaching because he's given himself a sanction.
Even if Sharon Moore was coaching, they could lose that Nebraska game.
I also wanted an excuse to play this.
I want to thank the Lord. I want to thank Coach Harbaugh. Love you, man.
I think Matt Rule has that thing is starting to turn that thing around, unlike the previous guys who have been there, and there's been a number of them. And I think Raiola will be a good quarterback. I just think he had a good start to the season, and then you could tell people got kind of comfortable with some of his tendencies. But I think he's good. So I think Nebraska can beat them. So I don't know. I would just self-imposing 2. It's a weird spot for them because they do have an easy game to start in New Mexico.
Right, he should suspend himself for that.
And then an easy game week 3. But the
Right.
problem is you can't do suspend,
Why
play, coach, and then suspend.
Why?
I guess
Who made up the rules? They
I
have
guess
to be
they're
week
making up
after
their
week.
own rules.
Well, I
Right.
guess, right, that's the point, is if you're self-imposing the ban, then you are theoretically allowed to choose whichever games you want.
Right, but he's thinking that he has a better chance of beating Oklahoma with him, and he thinks he can beat Oklahoma Nebraska without him, which, George, you're right, it's a dangerous game. But the bottom line is he's now martyring himself, right? Oh, hey, I'm going to do this on my own, and hopefully you guys will look at me and go, hey, we understand. You got it. You guys were involved in something. You're going to take your medicine and move on. And he's at least giving you a brand name. He's not giving you weak sister week 1, weak sister week 3. He's giving you at least a brand name in Nebraska. Yeah. Still think it's a terrible idea.
Yeah, I think it's BS, and I hope that they suspend him for 2 more games, and then he has to miss 4. And then he can cry about Harbaugh again.
I mean, remember, it's a Michigan coach.
Oh, I thank the Lord. Oh, I thank Coach Harbaugh. Love you, man.
And it's an Ohio State fan saying that.
Fight on me, man.
All right, what's next?
We have time for another one?
Yeah, one more. Come on.
One more quickly.
Okay. Hold on. Now I got to bring back my page here.
She's busy. Girl got a game.
I was just, I thought that we didn't have time for one. Okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
So,
we can skip it if you want.
No, we can do it. I got it. I just need to pull my page up. Okay, so one millennial mom has gone viral on TikTok because she said she's teaching her kids proper telephone etiquette with a landline phone. Now, this is interesting because I feel like a lot of kids, let's say like your kids, for example, George, probably don't even know what a landline phone is. And if you show them like a rotary phone, they definitely have no idea like how to use that. In fact, I bet DeAndre doesn't even know how to use a rotary phone. Do you?
It's a rotary phone.
It's the one that has the thing where you put your finger and you spin it around.
Yeah, I don't know how to use that.
Can you imagine like handing him that and being like, here you go. How do you use this? Like they wouldn't know how to use it.
Yeah, you just put your finger in and you rotate to the right.
So this mom is saying like you need to learn how to do things like say hello and like they've never had to answer a phone before, like a house phone, like take messages for people. So I want to ask you guys if you think this is a big deal or no deal, or like completely unnecessary, or is this woman onto something?
I like it just because it just teaches kids responsibility in a way that you don't now with technology, because it allows them to then understand the responsibility aspect of it. It's less about the actual task, than about learning responsibility.
How is she exactly doing this, though, to teach the
she's
kid?
having them have conversations with other people that still have phones, I guess. She said that her kids were so used to using FaceTime. And I think she said they were like 6 and 8. They were so used to FaceTiming people, and that's how you get a lot of like conversational cues with people, which makes sense. It's totally different than when you're on a phone and you're having a phone conversation. But I mean, nowadays, I guess,
and taking messages and things like that. That stuff is
like heaven
you don't
forbid
have to do that now because you can just text somebody.
Yeah, heaven forbid you have to like call the doctor's office or use the phone to call to make a dentist appointment.
It's fine. Yeah,
but kids wouldn't know how to do that. You can't like FaceTime your dentist. I mean, you can, but
well, yeah, there's telehealth now. You can do that. I just
know
this.
But you still have to make the appointment.
A few weeks ago, I was a guest on somebody's radio show, and they call me, and I'm on my cell phone. And at where I was, there was like a little breakup, and the producer actually said to me, he goes, "Hey, man, you're breaking up a little bit. Can you jump on a landline?" And I went, "Producer, please, landline? Where am I going to find one of those? I don't have I got a landline, bro."
It's funny you say that because every time we have JT the Brick on, he has me call his landline every single time.
That's
like,
impressive.
Well, if I'm in a hotel and I got to do an interview, I have them call the hotel.
It's funny because a lot of times, like a regular phone, like a cell phone sounds better, if not the same.
Oh, I disagree. No way. I think a landline does sound better for sure.
I recently went and looked at an open house, and this house was built in 1989, and nobody had ever done any updates to the house. And there were landline phones in every room in the house, garage, kitchen, all the bathrooms. And I go, this is the way it was. Hey, in 1990, if you had phones in every bathroom, you were rich. Like, hey, I'm sitting here. I'm busy.
Some hotels that have phones in there.
The Luxor in Las Vegas, when my friend stayed there, I remember being like, "What? There's a phone in your bathroom here?" So weird.
I know.
Remember car phones when they were like actually in the car?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when you had to plug them into the
cigarette lighter.
Yeah.
Now there's no cigarette lighter.
I remember in 1987, my high school principal was the coolest guy going because he was walking around every day with his big black leather case, and inside of it was his cell phone. And he was so ahead of the curve because he actually had, wow, you've got a phone that you can take with you?
My buddy Javier Garcia, he was the first to have one of those brick phones.
Oh, yeah. Yep, I know. And back then, my dad had a brick phone. It was probably like 1988, 1989, and he got a brick phone because it was so important that he had to have one. And I remember like sitting at a stoplight, taking his phone, going, "I said sell, like as if I was a cool guy." You know what I mean? Like I'm rich because I got one of these big block Motorola phones. You know?
We call those the Zach Morris phones.
That is big deal or no deal.
There you have it. All right.
Let me tell you about Jacob real quick before we get to dealer's choice. You get injured in an auto accident. Should you hire your cousin's neighbor who just graduated from law school? Of course not. You want someone who's experienced, man. Yeah, that's why you call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you. So if you're injured, any kind of auto accident, any kind of accident in general, call Jacob. Since the 90s, Jacob has handled all types of vehicle accidents simply because people have called him at 844-24-JACOB. Car, truck, motorcycle, rideshare, scooter, you name it. Jacob's handled them all. And Jacob and his team won't settle for a lowball offer from the insurance company. Plus, with Jacob, you never pay a penny out of pocket, so you get your car fixed and you see a medical specialist to help you get back on track as well. And if you prefer to meet face-to-face, Jacob and his team, man, they can come to you. Or you can come to Jacob's office right down the street from our office. Maybe Cappy will come and say hi. You never know. Cappy does the Cappy Lappy outside of LA Live. You may run into him. So when you call an attorney, you want one who's respected, guys. So call Jacob because he's the real deal. Call him at 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you. That's 844-24-JACOB. 844-24-JACOB. Or visit him online at calljacob.com.
I'm Doug Hopkins.
And I'm Damon Lyons.
And we want to buy your house.
After 30 years and more than 20,000 transactions, Seller's Advantage knows how to get you more for your home.
No agent fees, no commissions, just an as-is cash offer.
Call Seller's Advantage or visit sellersadvantage.com.
Because it's
dragging the field,
peaceful.
Yeah,
it's quiet. You're outside.
That's
it's
cool.
Sunny. I love it.
Turning on the sprinkler,
spraying the dirt with the hose.
Love it.
Dragging the field.
I bet when you got to bring out when it rains and you got to bring out the tarp.
Oh no, I
always wanted to do that.
That looks like hard work. I'd like to avoid
fun.
hard work.
And I would mess it up and I'd get run over.
It
by
happens
the tarp.
occasionally
I know.
where somebody stumbles and they just. By the way, that would be terrifying. Being stuck underneath that thing, right? That's not like a piece of saran wrap. That is a heavy duty piece of like vinyl or whatever it is.
I may have to bring out the
really
Rambo
scary.
blade.
I would lose my damn mind if I got run over by that cylinder.
I'm getting claustrophobic.
That would be crazy.
Weekday mornings at 9 a.m.
It's Travis and DeMarco
on 710 ESPN.
Hey, John Ireland here for Thrive Cybersecurity. We all know in sports that defense wins games and turnovers kill you. That's also true in business. The truth is 1/3 of businesses will unwittingly turn over their sensitive company data to thieves this year. Don't let that happen to you. Remember this website, thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. Thrive starts with a comprehensive cyber risk assessment. Their security analysts identify gaps and deliver proactive solutions to help keep your network healthy and protected. It's not a matter of if, it's when. Get ready. Visit thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. That's thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. Play defense, use Thrive, and protect your business.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-5252 0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Of the program. Great job today. Thanks to Iron Eagle for stopping by. The COT, excellent work. Except for you, Dead Me Out. The hell with you.
Don't take that, Dead.
Christopher, excellent work as always. Cappy, we got Dealer's Choice next, Jack.
Nice job. You hit it, man. Really nice. Hey, Dealer's Choice, the real deal. It's brought to you by Seller's Advantage. Hey, if you want to sell your house, before you call an agent, call Seller's Advantage. They'll buy it with an as-is competitive cash offer, no repairs needed. They make selling easy. Call 888-390-AS-IS for a no-obligation offer or visit sellersadvantage.com. All right, George, I got about 3 minutes here. Let me say this. A couple weeks ago, it was Al Michaels. Then it was Kevin Harlan. Today it was Iron Eagle. Thursday it's going to be Jim Lampley on the show. So if you like the legendary sportscasters, we're loving it too. I mention all of this for this reason. George, take a look at this on the YouTube. Jim Lampley, who is a very close friend of mine, has a book out. It's called It Happened. And Jim's book is a chronology of his career, but it's not a self-inflating sort of story. It's all about me. The story is really about all the people that he interacted with throughout his entire career. But I picked out one passage today that I think you'll find really interesting. You ready?
Oh, the passage.
A passage from the book. It's a little Cappy reading session tonight, okay? So this is amazing. You guys got to hear this. And Jim will be on the show on Thursday to promote his event. He's got an event on Saturday.
What time?
I don't know. We haven't confirmed yet, but he's got an event on Saturday.
How about the 5 o'clock hour?
Which is what I'd like, but I think he has. Let me work on that because I'd really like him from 5 to 5:30. But Jim has an event with Freddie Roach at the Wild Card Boxing Gym on Saturday. I'll give you more information about it. But listen to this story. So Jim was told by the boss at ABC Sports, this was a brand new boss. The guy didn't like him. So the guy was going to try and embarrass Jim Lampley. And you know how I'm going to embarrass him, George? You know how I'm going to get him to quit his job? You know what I'm going to do?
How?
I'm going to put him on a boxing broadcast because this kid won't know anything about boxing. He's going to look like a jerk. Well, turns out that was a big mistake, right? Because Jim Lampley eventually became the voice of boxing.
Yeah.
But at the time, as he's leaving, here's what Lampley says. He says that there was there were all these management politics that were conspiring against me at ABC Sports. There was a small earthquake erupting among the CBS owned and operated stations in Los Angeles. The sports director at KCBS Television, a popular and energetic former pro football player named Jim Hill, was taking a massive monetary offer to move across town to KABC Television. Lampley is talking about Jim Hill in like 1987.
Yeah.
Bro, 1987. That's 40 years ago, dude.
Shout out to Jim Hill.
And our boy Jim Hill, and I should say the man Jim Hill, he's still going strong, man. And every time I see him at a game, you know what he says to me, George?
What?
He says, thanks for everything you do. And you know what I say to him? I say, Mr. Hill, and he says, Jim. I say, Mr. Hill, thanks for everything that you do. Lampley's talking about it from the late 80s in the book, and he's still at it.
All right, we're done here, Cappy. Excellent work reading. Great job, Lindsay. Good luck to your team.